Let's see. Think my honest blue. Where is it? There we go. There my girls go. All right. Hey, everybody. Howdy, howdy. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone is doing great. Oh, thank you, Wayne. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate it. How are y'all? You're doing good, lovely. Is it Eilish? Yeah. Like that lady. What's her name? Billy. Hey, Catherine. Catherine, baby, listen. Let me tell you something. One thing about it, two things about it. Catherine's always gonna be here. Catherine's always gonna be here. And we stand. Baby, every time y'all say my name, I be like, how do y'all know my name? And I forget that I told y'all what it is. Hey, been dead. You finally made it. Yeah. We stand. Come on, come on. Aw, thank you for the heart thingy. I appreciate that. So y'all listen. Listen. I, in my mind, had decided that today was gonna be the day that I was gonna have a topic in mind. And it isn't about, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I had decided today was gonna be the day that I was gonna have a specific topic to talk about. Today was going to be the day that I was going to have something in particular that I wanted to discuss. Let me tell you something. If you thought that I was gonna have something prepared, then you out your mind. Like, I can't believe I ever lied to myself or y'all. Listen, because I sat there and I straight up lied. I straight lied, knowing I wasn't gonna have nothing ready. Knowing I wasn't gonna have nothing ready. Nothing. So we're just gonna wing it. No, okay, wait, okay. Let's come up with something. Let's come up with something. Okay. Baby, straight up lied. When I tell you straight up lied to y'all and to myself. What was I gonna say? Probably another lie. I was probably gonna tell y'all another lie. 9 to get you 10. So let's pick a topic. Let's pick something. I'm not talking about Phoebe's bangs. We're not talking about. Is this your first time watching the show? Yeah. I just watched it last week for the first time and I was like, oh my God, this show is amazing. I didn't know Charlie's Angels had magic in it. Nobody told me that. I know, I'm just being funny. Let me stop. Because see, that sarcasm is a little too much for me. There I go, being sarcastic. So the reason I made that joke is that people ask me, like, when they don't, like, if they say something I don't agree with, they'll be like, did you even watch the show? And so my thing is, I'm gonna just start saying no. And let me say something real quick to the people in the comments. A lot of people ask me why I don't use a picture with Prue. I'm gonna say this as nicely as I possibly can. This is my internet and this is my cellular device that I'm using to go live. So I can choose whatever picture I want to use. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's perfectly fine if you would prefer that picture prefer a picture with her. This is the one that I could get to fit in the background. And this is just what I go with. So if you don't like it, I really am so sorry. But that's kind of a you thing. I don't have nothing to do with that at that point. Anyway, let's move on. So I just like this picture. some. Let me put my Cash App in the bio. So that way, if you don't like it, you can send me some money to help me pay the bill. And then I'll put a picture up with it. Let's talk about that. Anyway, okay, let me stop. Because now I'm doing too much. And somebody is going to unfollow me because they're going to be like, he was talking crazy to me. Oh, God, have mercy. In heaven alive. So, I did see somebody asked me there's two questions I want to address. Because if y'all don't know, let me tell y'all right now, I don't be reading the comments. So, every now and again, I may glance at them, but it's nothing personal against anybody. I'm not trying to not answer anybody's questions, baby. I'm just the ADHD be kicking in. So, somebody said in the comments, have I listened to Shannon's podcast? And yes, I have. For me, if you have not listened to it, I would go listen to it. Because just like House of Hallowell, like where you really get that behind the scenes stuff, I think Shannon's is a good look into her. Because what I've seen a lot of Charmed fans specifically do, because I don't know nothing about 90210 and all of that. I don't know nothing about that. What I've seen Charmed fans do is, oh, Shannon was this and Shannon was that. Shannon is the reason that Prue left, and Shannon was the reason and Shannon and Shannon and Shannon and Shannon and Shannon. And what I'm excited about this is that she's going to like eventually get to where she's explaining all these different things, and I'm hoping that it's going to help people see her in a different light, because it is ridiculous to me that 25 years later people are still saying that Shannon was X, Y, and Z. I think you have to be insane. I really do. Because there's one thing to talk about like what happened behind the scenes, but then people will say it as if it's like a revelation. And they'll just be like, well, I heard that Shannon did this and that's why. Like, baby. That was 2001. It is 2023. That was 22 years ago. She has not been on Charmed since 22 years ago. Like, that's like, it is insane to me to still have something against a person or still be repeating a story. So what I'm excited for this podcast is that she'll get a chance to tell her own story instead of people saying it. And that's just me. That's just my little spiel on it. So I'm excited about that. Even with like the House of Hallowell, here's the thing that was going on with House of Hallowell, right? Is with House of Hallowell, you know, people were upset that I think like Holly and Drew and Brian, they hadn't uploaded anything, right? And so people, including myself, were paying money and they were like getting one podcast a month, right? And so people were really upset because they were like, oh, well, I need to get more whatever. Like, we need to have more content. We need to have more regular content. And like Holly put out a statement and said that she had read all of the, you know, all the comments. And I was like, girl, I hope not, because that's a lot. You know, that is really a lot. And for me, my thing was, I was somewhere in the middle, because my thing was like, that's why I haven't monetized anything, because like tried to do a Patreon or anything like that, because I know that I'm not able right now to give people enough. Yeah, I already blocked them, Leia. Don't worry about it. Thank you though. I just blocked them because I'm not doing that tonight. My thing is like, I personally, as a person who likes to create things, know that I am not capable yet of producing the kind of regular content that I would want to feel comfortable asking people for money. And so for them, it's a little different, because I know that they go different places and they have a lot more that they have to do, and they do a lot of traveling, they do a lot of shows, things like that. So I get it from that aspect. And at the same time, I probably would have turned off billing during the times that I wasn't able to like regularly upload. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like they gave us enough content, like with going to different cons and stuff. So I'm not tripping on that. I just feel like I probably would not have charged people the regular rate, or I would have done a very discounted, a very discounted rate. But that's nothing against them. I don't think that that's. I ain't got nothing against them as people. Child, it's not like I'm finna start, bashing nobody and being like, girl, I'm not listening to this no more. No, I'm gonna still listen to it. So that's just my little thing. So let me tell y'all something. My friend, let me tell you, where is he at? Where is LL Cool J at? LL Cool Gay, excuse me. Because he tried to play in my face on Twitter and was like, and was like, I haven't invited him to one of my lives. And y'all already know that I be letting y'all know when these lives are. So that's why I'm gonna put him in the hot seat. And I'm gonna go right on ahead and I'm gonna request. And if he don't accept, y'all. But if he does accept, gaslight him. I'm talking about gas. Where's Blake? Gaslight. Do you understand? Like y'all be gaslighting me? Gaslight him. And if y'all don't do it, I'ma know something is up. I'ma know something is up. I'ma know whose side y'all on. Because y'all be coming at me like I'm just nobody. Okay. So I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Girl, okay, now how do I do this? Not me not knowing how to do it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Did I do it? Girl, I guess. We'll see. So y'all get I'm talking about get ready. Won't even need a fireball. That part. And then watch. I'm not even gonna talk that kind of mess because y'all know I low key. I don't like confrontation. So I like being like behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like I like being here. But that's okay. So he ain't even joined yet. Okay. Bet. 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 That's what I'm talking about right there. He said, wait. I guess. I guess. I had to change my sentence. Boy, bye. Bye. Running scared. Because you know we finna gaslight you. That's what it is. We're waiting. What's that meme with Jennifer? What's that girl's name that was almost gonna play Paige? Jennifer Love Hewitt. What are you waiting for? Let me stop. I am hyped up tonight, y'all, and I don't know why. There was another comment that I really, 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 not a comment, but something else I really wanted to address, and that's people. And I think I'm gonna make a video about this. I do think that I'm gonna make a video about this. Send it again. You lies and deception. You're lying. I never been. Oh, okay. Y'all ready?
Oh my God, can you hear me?
We can.
I'm so sick, so I'm sorry.
It's okay. We love to have you here.
So what are we talking about?
Not getting sick through Blue Ivy's
Oh,
internet,
okay.
but
Excuse me.
yeah, that's okay. But no, so that's the fun part. What are we talking about? I have no idea
Oh,
because I don't have anything outlined like usual. I just get on here and start talking. So I know you said that you had some like theories.
okay.
Okay.
So one theory that I had recently, because Charmed is always on in our house. So we have it on in the living room 24/7. So I was watching, I think, season 1 or 2. When did this try get introduced?
Season 3.
Okay, so I was watching season 3. Never mind.
Do y'all hear that? Gaslight. This is where the gaslight
Oh
comes
my God.
from. Did you watch the show?
Bye. Bye.
Did you watch it?
I did.
Are you
But
sure?
anyway, so the triad, if you notice their robes in season 3 when they first get introduced, they look very similar to the elders. So I have this theory related to also to Gideon and how he was hunting Wyatt, that there was always a rogue group of elders that were like doing things from the sidelines, and orchestrating the whole thing. And then related to the Gideon thing, I feel like the elders purposely orchestrated the way Piper and Leo's relationship progressed. Because when Piper went to the future, her first child was Melinda, right?
Hmm.
But then in this present timeline that we follow, her first child was Wyatt. But then, in the comics or whatever, she eventually has Melinda as her third child. But they like fucked up her marriage and then eventually went back and like allowed her to marry Leo and everything. So I feel like they were just playing games because they were wanting Wyatt to be born
Hmm.
twice blessed and everything and then become like the ultimate elder. So that's why Gideon was also like working rogue or whatever, because he was like, no, the risk is too much for him to be turning evil or whatever, basically be the equivalent of like a evil dark lighter lord or
Hmm.
source or whatever. So that's one of my theories. It's a little far-fetched, I know, but I'm like watching everything together in sequence. I'm like, okay, like maybe this could work if we had, some consistent writing and everything. Like we could have had the elders like have like an evil, side group or something, like working in the shadows.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I kind of like that theory because we know that good and evil in this universe come to agreements, and we know
Right.
that they work together sometimes, behind the scenes, like with the what were they called, the ones that took Phoebe's power, because they were the,
The council or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, them. We know that, it was two elders and two demons. So we know that they also agreed on the rules, quote unquote, the rule about the 48 hours. So for me, what I could see is maybe the council or the triad being as old as the elders and them maybe being formed at the same time. And
Hmm.
that's why they have such similarities, because that version of the triad, the tribunal, that was the name of the people, the
The
tribunal.
tribunal, yes.
But because it didn't make any sense that there was it was called the tribunal and there were four of them, but that's neither here nor I think whoever wrote that down was like, girl, just throw a word in. I don't
Oh
know
my
what to tell
god. They were like, what
you. But
sounds nice for a group of people?
right, like, oh, we just love the name tribunal. Yeah, but there's four of them. Like we said, four of them. The tribunal. Okay,
Right.
but but the triad, they had those black eyes, kind of like the source.
Right.
So to me, for your eyes to turn black, that means that you are at a much higher level of evil than your regular demon.
Right.
Because really, we see whose eyes turn black. I mean, there's the sources, Zanku's when he had the,
The
girl,
Nexus.
why was I gonna say the Babadook? The Nexus
Isn't
inside
the
of him.
Nexus your podcast?
It is. And I could not think of the name of it to say my life. Could not think of the name of it to say. I was going to say the Babadook.
Gaslight, gaslight, gaslight. Hello.
I'm gaslighting myself at this point. I mean, I'm literally gaslighting myself. Okay, all right, but
Okay.
um, where I'm going with that is for them to be such higher level demons. I feel like maybe there's a level of magic that comes with them that's above just like your regular demon. Kind of like how the source is an ongoing essence, but they did eventually vanquish it. Um, Maybe the triad is kind of like an amped up evil version of your charmed ones where they can access this group magic. And so where am I going with this, because I gotta rein it back in? I could definitely see them concocting a scheme maybe with the elders to take Wyatt out, because they're like, okay, this is too much magic in one place, and if he comes in, he's gonna be a threat to both of us, to
Right.
me. But that's why I see what you're saying too about like some of the elders trying to create like an ultimate elder, because even whether that was the goal or not, I do feel like the elders were so self-serving that
Oh,
they
yeah.
would do something like that. So I kind of flew the plane around a little bit.
Yeah, we took a
So
tour.
listen, the way I anyway, let me shut up. Go ahead.
No, but I was also thinking, like, I again rewatching Charm for the 10,000th time. With the source, like, it was a huge deal when they came up with the source vanquishing spell, right? But
Mhm.
then the whole rule for like vanquishing demons is upper level demons require like flesh to make a potion and then kill them.
Mhm.
So my question is, one, why didn't the source need a flesh sample? And
Mhm.
two, if the charm vanquishing spell was so powerful that it could just kill the source, why not just use that for everybody? Like if it kills the source, then by default it kills everybody else. Just whip that shit out every time.
Child, it's like they had this spell that they used in the first three episodes of the series, the one that could vanquish all the evil within the house.
Right.
Girl. And then like later on when Prue and they're in the courtroom and Phoebe's like, or Prue is like, anybody know any mass vanquishing spells? Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. You literally know one. We've
Um,
seen you use it. So it the only thing I can think of is going back to kind of like the essence thing. Maybe because the source was only a vessel, that version of the source was only a vessel for it. Maybe that's why they didn't need flesh because they were actually going after the essence of it. It just didn't get it because it had already transferred some of it to Cole. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I guess, but like the
It
source
doesn't
was
make
just a regular demon. Like Cole explained that he rose to power and that's why he lost half his face. Like it was in the battle of rising to power. So essentially he was just like Cole. Like they obviously got like anointed with the source magic or whatever, right? Like during that ritual. But I would think like to make the source more, like just difficult. Like he's like the boss, right? Like you're fighting all these lower level bosses or whatever, and like he's the boss that's gonna finish the fucking video game.
Mhm.
So a flesh sample and the source vanquishing spell, like you got to do a double kill type shit for him. But then
True.
I see what you're saying. Like maybe the spell only vanquished like the physical body or whatever, and then the essence went into somebody else. Like they couldn't vanquish that just with the spell.
Yeah, because there's 2 points I want to make. One, with I think you're absolutely right with the flesh. I just think it would have been much more difficult to get a piece of flesh from him than say Balthazar,
Oh my god, Paige, just call
because
for it.
that's a good point. Well, she didn't have her powers at that point. Well, she did up until that demon took them, so she could have done it before that.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
no, because he didn't
that's
attack
true.
until he had all their powers. Or like
Yeah, he
Phoebe's and
had he had
Piper's and Pages.
Piper and Pages before he attacked. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like I'm half and half on that because on me saying that because I feel like they could have found a way, but I feel like getting close enough to the source of all evil to like cut him with a blade. I don't know because that just seems too easy for somebody like him. But then the other thing that kind of like kicks my little source theory in the, pants is the fact that after the baby explodes and takes
Right.
everybody out with it, another source isn't born. So I don't know if the source essence is just like floating around in the atmosphere. I don't know if it went with them. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but you would think that it would have gone into somebody else. Now, with that being said, you know, the grimoire had that spell that could like give you the source essence, right? And make you into the source. So I wonder if that spell is the only way that you can summon the source's essence. Or
Hmm.
could someone have recreated it?
Maybe it's like well, like Cole's powers when he came back from the wasteland basically worked the same way, right? Like when they
Mhm.
stripped it, it needed to go into somebody else, so went into Barbas. So
Mhm.
maybe it's like that, like the source essence needed to go into somebody else, but there was no demons in the immediate vicinity, so then it I guess just like went back into the power of the book or something like that. So
Mhm.
I'm just going on your thought train. That
Mhm.
sounds nice.
Yeah. No, that makes 100% sense. Because we know Cole becomes the source again, or became the source again in like an alternate future where he sent that guy back. I think his name was Bakara to
Oh, love
stop
Afar.
Phoebe from saving Miles. I think it was Bakara, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Bakara.
I
I
always
love him.
get his name mixed up because I think of Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I was like the president. Okay, Barack.
What is your name? Because I just realized I don't know your name.
My
That
name?
you, yeah, that you would prefer to be called. I feel like you told me.
Gaslighting, gaslighting, alert, alert, please, please. Oh my God, it's so hard to read the comments and talk at the same time. I don't know how people do this. My name is Jeffrey.
I know, I'm joking.
Liar. Oh my God.
Literally, I told everyone to gaslight you, and I don't know if anyone is because I haven't been reading the comments, so I had to gaslight you and make you feel like I don't know her.
Um, can we get a Galen vanquishing spell? No, but somebody asked, dude, ask him if I can tell my Rose McGowan story from last Thursday. I'm not a moderator, so I don't know. I'm not like the filter for this conversation.
Hey, there's time at some point for everything, so we'll get to that. We'll
Oh,
get
thank
to it.
you. Okay.
Um,
Okay, so can we discuss the elders giving the sisters their powers and taking away their powers and that nonsense? Like I've been saying it for like a few weeks now. Like if that was the case, the whole Billy Christie storyline should have been moot from day one because they fall under their jurisdiction. They're good witches, DK, right? Like, okay, let's say Christie would put her aside. Billy was the ultimate power, right? Like her projection power was it. If they knew Billy and Christie were the threat, which they did at some point, just snatch the powers. That's it. It is what it is. That's it. The threat is over.
here's my thing because you're 100% right. Here's my thing is you can only go so far with me saying free will because I feel like that's the argument because you are 100% right.
Wait, what do you
The
mean free
elders
will?
should have stepped in, but I feel like that was one of those times because it's like, oh, free will, we can't da 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 blah 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 blah. When that doesn't make any sense because I've seen people go back and forth and I really struggle with this that they're born with the powers. The powers are a part of them. So how can the elders or some other magical entity strip them, right? But as a governing body, I would assume that I don't know. I go back and forth with it because I just feel like it makes sense if they're governing magic that they can suppress magic because we know, I mean, even regular witches have access to, magic binding. So they can do that kind of if they can do that kind of stuff, then the elders can. But the problem is that the elders step in when they want to. There's never any consistent, like, we're going to step in here. But, they hear Leo and Piper get married. Oh, we're finna snatch Leo up. However, these two good witches are attacking the charmed ones and turning the magical community against them. That's on the charmed ones. They'll be all right. They'll figure it out.
Like what?
That doesn't make any. Oh, Phoebe is using her powers to have visions of a man, and whether they're going, how their future is gonna go. Take those powers now.
Yeah.
But
Like, why not just give her natural personal gain consequences? Kind of like how she had the premonition of her and Dex getting married, like walking through the threshold or whatever. But it turned out that that was, a fake out. Like, it was Billy who cast the spell. Let her have visions like that so she would stop abusing it. But, like, we're going to take it away. And then it completely, like, my issue is that if that was the rule, okay, fine. Make that the rule from day one, right? Like they're the ones like granting their powers and like slowly like giving it to them when they are like growing and stuff. Like Piper getting to explode things now. They DK gave it to her, so whatever. But literally episode one, it's like the way they talked about it was that their powers are just gonna like naturally grow. Like
mhm.
Prue going from using only her eyes to using her hands was like a natural progression. It's like exercise. Like she exercised her telekinesis muscle and now she can use it with her hands too. And
Mhm.
even in the first episode, she was doing all these different types of telekinesis in one episode and she was like, oh my God, my powers are growing already. Like, girl, first of all, relax. And two, if that was the case, then the elders should have never been involved in that. I feel like the elders had too much power over the most powerful. Like, who's more powerful then? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I've seen people go back and forth about Piper's exploding power because Leo said in the show that the elders wouldn't have given it to her. Like he
Exactly.
used the phrase given it to her. So what that makes me wonder is were her powers going to advance naturally that way?
Mm-hmm.
Because, we can use the future in Morality Bites kind of as a, you know, as a what word am I trying to use? A glimpse or whatever. But
Yeah.
that future is different because so many other things were different. But in that future, her power that we know of didn't advance that way. So it made me wonder if the elders, because the elders had, I'm not gonna say they had to have known, but they have access to precognitive abilities. So I'm going to assume, girl, which one did I say? Reality? No, it's Morality Bites.
It is Morality Bites. Who
Yeah,
said Reality Bites?
whoever this moonlit, girl, not you gaslight me and making me think I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm
But
done. No, the gaslighting is over. We stopped that.
yeah, we stop the gaslighting. But anyway, but so it makes me wonder if someone had a vision or something that Prue was gonna die, and so they decided let's give Piper this power because it was such a convenient time for her to have developed that powerful of an ability.
Yeah.
So if they can give powers, and we know they can send, trade premonitions and whatever, pretty much it seems like if you are a person or a magical being who has precognitive abilities, you can transfer premonitions. So in that sense, I would have thought that the elders would have given Phoebe something. But I mean, Phoebe wasn't really. Shut up.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
This person said, I think it's opinion that the elders give any powers. Okay, I'm gonna reiterate. I'm gonna
No,
read.
they literally said it in what was it?
Said it was the episode that
No, not
Piper
exit
got that
strategy.
power.
Yeah,
It was
exit strategy.
Yeah, like they literally said, Leo said out of his mouth, they wouldn't have given it to you if you couldn't handle it.
Yes.
And so it's like, and someone is saying since it's
And
based on
Piper, to
birthright,
reiterate, Piper was like, "Oh, tell him to take it back." So if you didn't get it the first time, Piper also said in that episode, "Tell him to take it back. Like I don't want it. Like as if it's a gift that she can reject."
I'm gonna for 1 second stop because I think that John Joe is maybe a troll or something. I'm assuming is a troll
Oh,
because
those still exist. I'm
I'm a
so
yeah,
horny
before Prue burned them all alive.
about
So
this.
he's saying since it's based on birthright, he said it doesn't make it true. They got their power from their moms.
I mean, I can see that, but I feel like it's like the elders are in possession of them. Like you get this gift that is your birthright, but you have to like basically earn it or show that you're capable of handling it, or like when you most need it, kind of thing. It's like I don't
Mhm.
know. It's
I,
the mess that they made with the writing. Let's just be honest. A lot of the stuff is just the writing stuff, which is fine. We get over that. We love the show regardless.
mhm.
But I feel like if you get too deep, it's like that's the real answer for everything.
Yeah. I really think that, like I said before, because we know there is magic that can bind, I don't think when they're stripping her powers, I don't think they're saying you no longer have access to this power because we are taking it from you and throwing it away. They're saying we're going to strip you of this magic, as in we are going to bind this magic. And this magic is no longer going to be accessible to you, but because they are more powerful and they have more intricate knowledge of magic, they can specifically bind powers versus active abilities. So she could still make, potions, she could still cast spells, she could still do things like that, but her active powers were bound.
Yeah.
So that's just my little take over it because with them being the governing body for good magic, they probably are in cahoots with some, beings that have access to, I would assume, much higher levels of magic. But that's just me. That's
Yeah.
just.
I mean, it just kind of makes me wonder then, like, what about Paige? Because Paige definitely abused her power any chance she got, which I'm here for. We love that.
Okay.
Like the little ice cream stuff or whatever when she, ice cream with two spoons or whatever. Cute. We love
When the
that.
girl stole that ice cream, listen.
But like, should she have consequences for that? Like the same way Phoebe was like quote unquote abusing her premonitions? Like, let's be honest. Or was
I,
she getting white lighter privileges?
and see, what I've always been very confused about is I would have assumed, but I think it's different because she's half white lighter, right? I would have assumed that when she was born, they could have felt her be born, like because she had access to white lighter magic. Like somebody should have been like, "Y'all feel that?" But nobody did. So I always
That's fair.
wondered if they knew about it, did they just look over it because it was like, okay, we know one of the charmed ones is gonna die, so we need her to be here. Um,
I
or
can see that.
I think, yeah, I think it could be that because my only other thing is that they were like they didn't actually feel it, which when Leo was like, oh, they don't know anything about her. I don't know. They just never sat right quite with me. I don't know.
It would make sense if, because I think like orbing or like healing they can sense. So maybe when the white lighter powers are activated, that's when they could sense it. So maybe when her parents
Mhm.
died is when they first got wind of her. And it's like, okay, somebody orbed. Oh shit, this is a half witch, half white lighter. Oh, she's a charmed one. Oh shit. So it's like all the information got uploaded right then and there.
Mhm. Which and see that makes me think of something else. I have ADHD brain, so I think of like three things
We
before
love
I
it.
actually start talking.
We love it.
Um, that made me think, why wouldn't they take her powers? Because she was half white lighter, which then takes me back to something that I had thought long, long, long ago. When the whole rule about the magic, not being together, whatever, da 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 da. That made me wonder, like, what are the consequences of having a white lighter and a witch be together, and not just with the baby, but if they found out a white lighter and a witch were together and they conceived a child and that child was born, then what would the consequences have been? Because Patty is in wherever she's at, heaven, wherever else. Sam had clipped his wings, so what? To our knowledge, he chose to clip them. So would the consequences have then fallen to Paige, which doesn't make any sense because she didn't choose to be there. I would think the worst that would happen to her is that her magic would, be taken.
How does that even work though? Because like it seemed like her white lighter half was more innate than her witch half because she had to meet with the other sisters to get her witch powers, right? Where she could orb pretty much all the time, but she didn't need it until that moment, right?
Mhm.
So is she like genetically white lighter so that they can't take away their powers? Because like they didn't anoint her a white lighter, right? Like they do Leo, like they do other people. It's
Mhm.
like genetic. She's born a white lighter. So does that mean they can take it away? Or
Mhm.
can they just sense her and like maybe help her grow in her powers or whatever, but like that's off limits to them. Maybe that's why they don't like the combination. Because that creates white
Mhm.
lighters that are out of their like control completely.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh my
They
god.
can't clip her wings because it's just a
Right.
part of her.
Yes.
And because she still has access to that white lighter magic, though, they can still use her as a white lighter.
Yes.
So, ooh, but you would think then, okay, okay, this brings back the point to dark lighters and why I would choose to be evil in this universe. If that is the case, I'm just saying, if if that is the case, then you would think they would want half white lighters more, so that way they would have more beings that could be among humans as opposed to having these like ethereal beings,
Right.
and they would have access to that magic, but they don't. So, oh well. Dark lighters, however, baby, you can throw a dart at an evil being in the charmed universe, and I guarantee you they done had a mate with a human at some point
Right.
because they understand the importance of actually being among humans. Because I think they have a much better understanding that you can't really affect the world just by going around being like, oh, I'm a demon, I'm going to get you.
Right.
You have to be able to affect policies, you have to be able to affect the way people interact with the world. You can't just turn people evil. There has to be something in the infrastructure that allows you to move around and have access to. And so, in that regard, I really think that evil is a step above because the white lighters in good magic are given very much. I'm just happy to be here. Hopefully, everything goes well.
Right.
These people don't get paid. At least Evil, you might get a good penthouse real quick.
For
You may
real.
get a good job. You gonna be living good. But if you're a white lighter, you just orbit around creation, helping witches with chickens, and that's it.
Oh my god, it's an actual mess.
It's horrible.
Wait,
Mm-mm.
somebody said, and how would Penny feel about all the mixed breeding?
You know, when Penny found out that everybody had a half something baby, she was like,
Worse, immortal.
oh no. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take all these babies and throw them in a volcano.
Oh
How
my
about
god.
that? Like she was ready to take them out. She was ready to take them out.
Yo, for real. She did not even want to look at Wyatt when she first met him. Like, first of all, a guy. Second of all, half white. Get him
Let me
out of
tell
my
you
face.
something. Let me tell you something. The way Penelope looked at them when Piper was like, "Baby Wyatt," and she said, "That's a strange name for a girl."
And not even a
Graham, shut
P.
up!
Oh my god.
Don't play with
Like,
me. Don't play with me like
please.
that. Don't play with me like that.
Like, not even Peter. Not even. I don't even know. What is another P name?
You see, she didn't even get upset about the P. The P name, she didn't even care. She was like, whatever, I could care less about that. The first thing that came to her mind was, why would you name this baby Wyatt? This is a girl. Why would you name a girl Wyatt? And Phoebe's like, Grims, look at the outfit. And she gave that baby back so quick. She said, mm-mm, mm-mm.
She had to go
She
wash
said,
her
she,
hands, even though she's
she
dead.
said, take him now, take him away, take him now, don't let him stay. She said, mm-mm, get this thing away from me.
Oh my god, wait, now that you just did that, that reminded me, like, circling back to Phoebe with her power strip as still being, like, a witch and, like, an active witch. Like, I wish they would have leaned into her spell casting and, like, had her casting spells, like, quickly, like, off the bat to, like, basically use as combat. Like, that would have been a cute, like,
Mhm.
way to show, like, she showed Paige that she wasn't completely useless by taking a demon's power. It's like, okay, we get it. You can be evil. We've seen that era before. We don't need to repeat that. Like, why
Mhm.
not show us her spellcasting? Because she's, I think, like, this is how I categorize the sisters. Phoebe is definitely the spellcasting of the bunch. Um, Paige, I think, what would I say Paige is? I feel like she's good with potions. Piper's good with potions. I feel like she's known for potions, but Paige, she's not spellcasting. I know that much.
I think Paige was more of the
I think
strategist. I would
Yeah,
give
I
her
feel like
like,
she was just like well overall. Like
yeah,
her
she
spells
was
were
like
like hit or
well
miss. Like her haiku, like that was a hit, but critics.
rounded.
But
Hmm.
like she still, yeah, she's mastered a couple because she did that potion for Cole, the invisibility exploding from the
Yes.
inside and stuff. So
Yes. Baby, listen, let me tell you something. And I'm not trying to be shady. And I know these people finna get mad at me. And I don't care. The way I thought you were gonna say Piper was a potions master, and I was like, after season 4, yes, absolutely. Really
right.
season 3. After season 3, she absolutely was. Because before that. But anyway, let me hush. Let me be quiet.
Wait, was it season 3 that her and Leo tried to move out? Yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
pre-Wiz, right? Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're right. Because that was the
And
same time
then
she made the potion, though.
and all of us shut up, Kayla. Anyway.
Paige was Captain Save him. That is so true. And we love her for I love Paige's journey with magic. Like she was the one who appreciated it definitely the most at some point.
I think Phoebe in the beginning, I
Yeah,
think
definitely.
really, really, really took to it. Like I think she took the calling very seriously.
Yeah, I think you
And
said it was you that said that it's the show's from Phoebe's perspective and like the first 3 seasons, right? Yeah. Yeah, I heard your
mhm,
theories.
like I really think Phoebe is very much the POV character. And I really still think even in later seasons, even though Phoebe got really detached from magic, I still think she was the POV character later on. I think Paige had moments where she was in different seasons, but I still think Phoebe was like the one we were seeing the lens through, like because everything that happened, Phoebe was involved in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
We learned about personal gain. is through Phoebe. The
Yeah.
first big, huge heartbreak, heartache of the show. And I'm not talking about Andy being killed by evil, but I'm talking about being betrayed, going through the whole thing, like the whole shebang, going through a relationship, going whatever else. Really is Phoebe. And I'm not talking about Leo and Piper and that toxic stuff that they were going through. Because quiet as it's kept, Leo and Piper did some of that to themselves. Let's just be 100% honest about the situation. But
Completely.
that's neither here nor there. Um, Phoebe is the one that I think we grow up with throughout the show.
Yeah.
And we see her get a job. We see her get a car. And I brought up the car, and somebody laughed about it because I brought up the car. I brought up the car specifically because the first 3 seasons, my girl was on a bike. She was walking. She was borrowing Prue's car. She
Yes,
was
we
borrowing
literally, that
bike.
was a whole point of contention between her and Prue. Like, oh, you borrowed my car, oh, you
Mhm,
got a ticket, oh, you totaled my car, or whatever. Like,
mhm,
yeah, that the car is actually a huge, like,
mhm,
character development point. So you pointing
mhm.
that out, yeah, that's like significant for her character.
Like Phoebe having a vehicle, being able to get places of her own accord was for me. If you had told season 1 Phoebe what season 5 Phoebe was going to be doing, she would have been like, "Girl, I'm ready. Let's bring it on." You know what I mean? Like she would have been so hyped because being able to take care of herself, support herself, being a workaholic. What Phoebe from season 1 was the amazing Phoebe in the middle of the Marriott, the
Right.
courtyard by the Marriott, trying trying to help people and locking them in hotel rooms. And you telling me by season 5, she's this lead person at this column, and her face is plastered all across the city. She makes God only knows how much money. Like you cannot tell me that was, even though I feel like it kind of happened all at once, I'm okay with it because I feel like that's how life is sometimes. Like sometimes you do have multiple things happen at one time.
Yes.
And for Phoebe, I feel like that's another kind of reason why maybe sometimes she got so detached from magic because now she's having to juggle all of this stuff that she's never had to juggle before. Like Phoebe had bills. When did Phoebe have bills?
For real. For
Phoebe
real.
Phoebe had stuff she had to pay. And I'm not talking about New York Phoebe, where she was working at Subway trying to pay rent. I'm talking about actual bills. Ooh, that was so shady. I'm sorry if somebody worked at Subway. I'm so sorry, baby. I didn't mean it like that.
No, but it's like Phoebe was creating bills left and right. Like she was just creating more bills, didn't have any money, and that's cute for her because she went back to school. She eventually got her job. She found her passion or whatever. So yeah, that was cute growth for her. But like going back to what you said, like about the POV, like as like thinking about that, and as you're watching the seasons, like season 4 having like such a dark tone to it also makes sense because like okay now there's no Prue, it's just me and Piper. Then I have to be
Mhm,
a big sister to Paige. I also have all these responsibilities now. I also got a man. Like she was
mhm,
taking doing all these things at once. She got engaged. Like she was
mhm,
going through it, and like the tone of the season definitely matches her perspective, like it coming from her perspective. Because
mhm,
if it was Paige, like it would have been a happy ass season. Because like, oh my god, I got sisters and powers and all this cute shit. Like, beautiful.
mhm, mhm. And I think you bring up another good point that we really don't bring up enough when we have these conversations about Phoebe. This is the
Unmarried witch housewife.
listen, okay?
And good for her.
She said, "Baby, I am Samantha Stevens." What do
Right.
you mean? She said, "What you mean?" I am Samantha, or as Cole said, it's Samantha. Listen, that Australian came out real quick, and he said she don't want to be like Samantha, and I was like who?
Ooh.
Like who? She don't want to be like who? I'm telling you, when his Australian would come out, like that time that that man said, "We all want your back," I was like, "Your what, baby?"
Oh, Nar.
Oh, nor. Nor. I was like, Julian, are you okay? Did the lesson slip? Did you not go this week? What happened? What
Oh my
happened?
god.
But no, Phoebe being a big sister, I think even though she was older when she found out that she was a big sister, I think that that affected her too. Because I think, did you sneeze?
No, I'm sorry. I'm dying at. Paige also got no privacy to get turned out by Glenn.
She had no what?
No privacy to get turned out by Glenn.
She had to get in that Beetle. She had to make it work,
She,
baby.
yeah.
They pulled up in that Walmart parking lot and got to work. That's
Amen
it.
to that.
That's it. He said, "Baby, I gotta make a jump some kind of way." But no, I think that Phoebe becoming an older sister really did change her because that's the first time that she hasn't been the baby. And I think hearing or seeing that she's no longer the baby, quote unquote, even though they never treated Paige like the youngest sister, Phoebe still had it in her head, like, yeah, I'm her big sister. I gotta lead her. I feel like she really was like, I gotta be an example. Even if it was subconscious. That's just my personal headcanon. That don't mean nothing outside of nothing.
I can see that. I
What do
also
you
think your theory works for the rest of the show too, because like the show progressively got a little bit more like I don't know, just like fluffy, if that's the right word.
mm-hmm.
Um, and that very much aligns with Phoebe's like, oh my God, I want to have children, I want to be married, I want to have like this fairy tale life or whatever. So if we're taking it that Phoebe is the perspective of the whole series, basically like Samantha for Sex in the City. Not Samantha. Oh my God, Carrie. Um, but Samantha, it should be Samantha. Let's be honest. But anyway, that's an aside.
Well,
But
shut up, Ellen. Don't say that. Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, like it works for the whole series.
Yeah. And I think that's maybe why we feel them or we see in the show that kind of goofiness happen a little bit is Phoebe's always been a very fun loving character. And even when she was kind of low key bitter a little bit, I think at Phoebe's core she was still that same adventure seeking person that she always was. And I think she probably this is just me now, but I feel like she started to maybe feel a little weighed down by everything.
Mm,
And season one, Phoebe, girl, I'm finna hop on this plane, head on back to San Francisco. It
mm-hmm.
just is what it is. She was gonna get a job somewhere. She was always trying to find like herself, but she was always going through different motions and things like that. And then in the later seasons, it's like, well, what do I do now that I have that? Because I find myself, and I think that's why I identify with Phoebe so much, I'm not even necessarily scared of what's gonna happen after if I like become successful. It's becoming successful that scares me because it's not the journey. For me, the reason I say that I'm very scared to be successful is I feel like there's that expectation of, oh, you did great on this, what are you gonna do next?
Oh
you
my God,
know
yes.
there's always that, this was amazing, this was great, oh my God, what's next on the plate? And it's like that pressure of doing that, which is why, okay, am I finna stop talking about this for a second so that I can vent to y'all about what's going on? Yes. Are you okay with that for a second?
I'm okay with it.
Okay. It's
It's
not
your
gonna be long. It's
show.
not bad. It's not a bad thing or anything. But I'm really trying to upgrade myself as
Mhm.
a content creator. Like I want to be a content creator.
We see the green
And
screen. We know.
baby, listen, you saw it. You saw the green screen. You saw the green screen. You saw the green screen. I got my little podcast set up,
He's
whatever
fancy
else.
now.
He's an uptown. But I'm really trying to elevate myself to another level. Maybe not the highest level, but I'm trying to get myself in the mode of, it's not even about having quote unquote like equipment. It's about learning how to use new tools to create what I have in my head. Because creating the videos on TikTok is fine. Like I love conversational stuff. I love talking, but I want to have something that I can look back on and be like, ooh, when I first did that, it was a mess. And now here I have X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
want to see that progression in myself because I feel like when I look back on what I've done over the past year or so, it's largely stayed the same. Like for the most part, it's just been the same thing. So I really want to um So I do turn out and trying new stuff. And what scares me is, well, once I learn how to do this and I'm proficient in it and I'm able to do X, Y, and Z, well, then what's next? People are going to say, that video was so funny. And then if I don't say anything after that, they're going to be like, okay, I forgot about him. Or they may go back every now and again and be like, oh, I remember I saw this funny video once. And that's kind of what I feel like why Phoebe had in season 7. She had to get a ghostwriter or whatever he was called.
Yeah,
What
it gets better.
while she was on sabbatical, because I think she did get to that point where it was like, what more can I say? What more can I do? Because that's what I struggle with talking about Charmed sometimes is there's only so much we can comb through. There's only so much we can go back to because I mean the series has been over for almost 20 years at this point. So there's nothing new to draw on. Even if you go into the books and even if you go into the comics, at a certain point it's gonna stop. And I want to venture off into new stuff, but I feel like ain't nobody gonna watch that or listen to that.
What do you mean new
So
stuff? Like new stuff besides Charmed?
yes, when I say new, I mean different. Like I want to um really focus on reviews because that's something I've always wanted to do. I have always wanted to like review and critique things. And as I'm listening to myself and I'm trying to get better at it, I realize my mind is very, very chaotic. And I'm trying to learn ways to organize my thoughts instead of, well, let me just say this and this and this and this and that and this and that and this, or I get so off track. And I'm trying to find ways to like, this is what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna stay in this lane. Um,
I feel like these lives are a good way to kind of inspire that. Like, I don't know if you record these ever, but like, we're all talking off the cuff, people are commenting or whatever. So like I feel like you can create content just from, like a little thing here, like, okay, we talked about this one theory, so like let me make a whole video about it and like give details, show clips or whatever. I don't know if that's like what you're into, but like you could
mhm,
do that, for example. And I kind of disagree. I feel like Charmed, unfortunately, because there's so many inconsistencies, I feel like
mhm,
it opens the door to like different theories and like different things can work this way if we're
mhm,
going, based off this, writing addition that they added or something like that. Like
mhm.
the Good Witch's freezing thing, like that
Yeah.
was not consistent, even though that was like a huge plot point for
Mhm,
several, episodes or whatever.
mhm,
So we can talk about that. But also, like my page, for example, like I don't post any videos of myself. I just post a lot of like different magic content or whatever. And I'm sure
mhm,
at some point people, are either like a fan of one show or a fan of a different show or movie or whatever, and they want to see more of that. Like I have people sometimes requesting in the comments like, oh, can you make an edit of this or can you post the next scene or whatever?
mhm,
And no offense, I do not take requests. Like I'm doing it
mhm,
for me. I'm doing what I like to do. I make my little corny edits too sometimes. So like I'm gonna do that.
mhm.
And I feel like that's what you just gotta stay true to. Like instead of my thing is like recently for me, I realized I need to stop putting on a performance. Like not even being
Mhm,
fake. It's just like I feel like I'm almost trying to people please and be
mhm,
myself at the same time. And it's like, no, no, no. You gotta choose one. There's no in between people pleasing and being yourself.
mhm.
So maybe it's just that balance too of just honoring yourself, doing shit that you want to do and not, trying to feed the algorithm or like trying to get the most views for
Yeah,
everything. Like I feel like that needs to just be organic. Like you
yeah,
create your base or whatever, your fans, and then people will continue to watch you. Like just like everybody's joining the live and shit. It's
yeah.
because of your content, of who you are, what you're doing.
You. Oh my God. Don't make me cry. Thank you.
I could give a word or two.
Okay, listen. Come on, preacher. No, but I really appreciate that because, I'm doing this. I've always had a really huge love for movies and TV and stuff like that. So I started a new podcast where I'm just reviewing movies, and I did it for Halloween, I'm doing it for Christmas, and then starting next month, I'm gonna do it like every other Thursday
Mm,
and just do like a random movie. Like it's not, gonna be a theme unless it's in a holiday month.
hmm.
Um, and the whole reason I started it is because I love Christmas movies and I love Halloween movies and things like that. And I was like, well, why don't I share my love of that? And then, at the same time be sort of trying out this new format for myself, because the reason I say I don't want to just talk about Charmed is because when I tell you I love movies, I mean I love movies and I love
Same.
talking and I love thinking.
Yes.
And it just, for me, what I had to come to the conclusion of lately, and I don't know how to say this, I guess, without sounding like a jerk, but
Oh my God, Zay is giving so many gifts.
I didn't even see that. Oh my God, thank you. Baby, listen, Zay showed out was that last week? Last week. It was either last week or week before
You.
last. Cut up. So thank you.
We
Thank
love
you.
to see it.
Oh, and then I wanted to say something about something you said too. You would be shocked at the number of people who get in my like messages and my DMs and stuff, and they're like, "Can you reshare my video? Can you repost my video? Can you make a stitch with my video?" And I remember one time, this was when I was first like, I don't think I realized like how many people were watching me yet,
Mm.
and it was kind of like I still felt very isolated. And I know I'm not like a big channel, but I still felt very much like I was just talking to myself, you know?
Like you're in your own corner. Nobody really sees you, or maybe a few
Yeah.
people see you, but you're not like like the fucking stitch that, or not the stitch. It was like a whole edit with your face, like your commentary.
I was like, oh my God, people have started making edits of me. We
Like that's
are,
jarring. Like
it
it's
was,
cute, it's nice, but it's also very jarring. Like, oh my God, okay, it's that now.
it was very much like you took the time out of your life to download this video
For
from
real.
me and then edit it into, I was like, girl, that's a little rich for my blood, but okay, I'm here for it. But I remember what really made me start realizing, like, oh, I low key have a little pull. Is people started messaging me like, "Can you stitch my video? Can you whatever?" And I was like, there was one person in particular. I was like, "Why?" And they were like, so because I was so confused. I was like, what does that have to do? Like, what would that
Right.
accomplish? And they were like, well, more people will see it. And I was like, what are you talking about? Who's gonna see it, baby? And I was like, these people really think I'm somebody. They, I was like, these people really are watching me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what it really hammered home though was that people respect what I say, and it was deeper than just like, oh, people watch me. It really felt like, oh, these people take what I say seriously, like they like to hear me speak. And that was when I was like, oh my God, come on,
Yes,
fame.
Moonlit Insomnia said you are somebody.
Oh, come on, dream girls, I'm somebody and nobody's gonna
Oh wait,
hold
and you're
me
doing a Discovery of
down.
Witches podcast.
Huh?
Someone said, Mr. G, when are we going to co-host the Discovery of Witches podcast together?
Okay,
Blake
let
said
me
that.
okay, well, first off, Blake likes to gaslight me, so I don't pay
Oh
attention.
my gosh, the theme
But
of
at
the
the same
night.
time, but at the same time, okay. So the whole point of me starting the podcast that I was just telling you about, where I review things, the whole point of it initially was for me to watch a show that I've never watched before and review it.
Cute.
And A Discovery of Witches was one I had never seen. I was a wait. Let me get an audience a little bit of background on what I'm about to say. So y'all, Jeffrey, our guest, loves what is it? Motherland Fort Salem.
Oh my god.
And I was initially gonna do that, and then I
Wait,
was
let me
like,
shout out. Watch Motherland Fort Salem. Watch Motherland Fort Salem. It's so cool. It's such a cute take on magic. It's singing witches. Please watch it. It's such a good show. And hopefully, if some miracle happens, we can get it renewed. Anyway, that's my little plug. They did not pay me.
you do it. You plug it. Let me tell you something. The way I was gonna watch this show, and at the last minute was like, I don't want to watch that.
Not the giddy laughing too. You should be crying in shame that you even said that out loud. Oh my god.
But I want to watch it. This is the thing. It's like I want to watch it. I want to see it because the magic looks so cool. But I
It is so
just,
cool. Oh my god, and
just
it's such a
couldn't
cute
make myself
story.
watch it.
Ugh. Oh my god.
I bought because I couldn't find it anywhere. I bought the first season.
That's what I'm saying. I literally saw somewhere, I don't know, you posted that somewhere recently, and I was like,
I bought it.
and then when
Like,
you messaged me saying you hadn't watched it, I was like, oh, okay. So you're just like playing games with yourself and your
I
bank.
am. I wasted the money. I don't even. This is how bad it is. I don't remember what platform I bought it on.
Oh my
I don't
God.
remember if it was on Apple TV Plus thing, if it was on Amazon Prime. I don't know. I have no idea.
A
There
mess.
is a streaming platform where I own the first season of this television program, and I don't remember which one it is.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have it. I have the whole series. So if you're gonna do a podcast, I can provide the content. I don't know how that works, but just letting you
Yeah.
know. So there's literally no excuses. I'm just because they've removed it off of like everything, but there's no excuse. You can watch it.
Do y'all hear the way he's talking to me? Why y'all not gaslighting these comments enough for me? Because
I
baby,
feel like it's fair to say like you want to watch it. You literally bought the first season, and I feel like once you watch the first season, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I want to continue. And then that's where I come in. I'm like, here, season 2, season 3, toma, you're welcome. Look at
yeah,
your bank statements.
baby. Okay, because I know somewhere in there it's gonna say you bought this, you stupid idiot.
Oh my
And
god.
so I think it's on. I think it's on Prime. Let me go look, girl. Let me go look because y'all not gonna keep playing in my face like this. That's
But
what's
are
not.
you for your like review stuff? Are you focused on a specific like genre, or is it just any movie that you want to see?
So with the TV show, I really would like for it to be magic related because that's kind of my thing. But at the same time, and I feel like that's something that I can compare to what I already have, knowledge of like magic, things like that. So
Yeah.
for me, the show that a show I want to review I would like for it to be magical in nature. But the movies are just like whatever. The movies are just whichever one I think of that day. So, not that day, Lord. That's not what I meant. I'm gonna tell you what I have a problem with
Oh, someone
is
saw Holly yesterday.
did you have fun? I loved meeting I met Holly twice.
Oh,
We're
excuse me.
basically roommates at this point.
You're basically Wyatt, like you're her son.
Gay and all. And let me stop. And Holly was so nice. Holly was really adorable. She was so fun. All of them had different personalities
Mm.
and they had different, I felt like, approaches to being there. Let me look. Hold on. Okay, it's on Amazon Prime. Motherland Fort Salem season
Cute.
1. Episode 1, say the words. 3 witches train to fight terrorist threats. Ooh.
Wait, did you even watch the first episode? Did you even watch the first 5 minutes? Oh my
Why
god,
are you
something happened.
attacking me?
Because the first 5 minutes is how the show is like so enticing. Like Charmed is cute. We got, a lot of stuff happening, but the first 5 minutes of Charmed is not the same as the first 5 minutes of Fort Salem. Like Fort Salem is just crazy off the bat.
Hmm.
Can I spoil it?
No.
Oh my god, people have already seen it. They know what I'm talking about, y'all. Please
Well, I
don't.
don't know.
The
And
first
I'm
the
gonna
first
watch it
5 minutes is crazy.
at least by 2047.
Oh my, we're not gonna
I'm
have
gonna
any
watch the
internet by
review.
then. The world's gonna be over.
You don't know that. Well, I probably will, but that's not the point. Listen.
Yes, thank
Go
you,
ahead.
Blake.
Go,
The
go ahead and spoil
balloons.
it so that I have a reason not to watch it. Go ahead.
Oh my god, no, no, I would never. I'm like so loyal to the show that I would not.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna let it be.
No, go ahead. You want to tell me what it is? Go ahead.
But do you ever talk about the reboot Charms here, or is that
Not
not allowed?
changing the subject.
Oh, I'm just
Oh,
oh, I'm sick. I'm so sorry.
hmm, mm, mm, Let
No,
me
I didn't
finish
say
telling y'all what I
Charmed.
think
I didn't
about.
say Charmed is cute. I said the first 5 minutes is cute compared to Fort Salem. Like the first 5 minutes of Charmed is very, Oh wait, no, the first 5 minutes is when Jeremy killed the first witch. No,
Yeah,
or am I bugging?
yeah.
Okay, never mind, never mind. Because I was just thinking it was when Phoebe walked in the door. They were all coming into the house or whatever. So it's just like plain. But no, 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 never mind.
And
All
that
right,
lady who
y'all.
looked like she was somebody's soccer mom was like, "What are you doing here?" And then
Right.
he stabbed her. Let me stop. So let me say this about meeting them in person because it was so interesting the perspective I had of them, and I wondered if everyone else had the same perspective. Because Shannon seemed like she was really there to talk about the show. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
even not just Charm, but like 90210 and things like that. Like she seemed like she was really there to talk about her career and the experiences she had making these different shows. And she was very like, she was fun, but she was also like, let's talk about it. Whereas I feel like Holly, in a good way, I don't think this was bad. Holly, in a good way, was like sort of detached from it. And I think this was like, I am clocking into work right now and I'm going to be friendly and personable because I like my job. And then I'm going to go home and I'm not going to think about this. Because when you meet that many people, I can only imagine what it's like taking in that much like excitement from people and whatnot. So,
Yeah. And she's been doing this for a while. I feel like I
and she's
haven't
been,
seen Shannon doing it as much, so maybe she's like still like she doesn't have
no,
that fatigue of it yet, so that makes
no.
sense.
That was what I got from it. Was like I'm still getting in the groove of it. Holly seemed like I'm here. Let's do this, and then I'm going to the house. I'm finna take my lunch break, and then we're gonna leave. Rose definitely to me was there for the fans. Like of all of them, I think Rose was there for the fans.
Oh my
Like
God, and she interacts with you. It's so cute.
yes, and I'm so glad I had that moment on video. I have no, I can't explain to you how excited I am to hear her like on video say my name.
Oh, that's
And
so cute.
when I went up to her table, she hugged me, and
Oh,
I was like, oh my God, Rose, she's so sweet. She is so sweet. Like I had the
adorable.
reason in the picture that I have with the four, with the three of them and then Drew, the reason that I have my I look like I'm being choked by that blue thing, the blue lanyard, is because initially I had it in front of the triquetra on my shirt.
Mm.
And Rose was like, turn your lanyard so they can see your picture, so they can see the triquetra, sweetheart. And I was like, oh my God, you're so
She's like,
right.
you better respect this symbol. This is sacred.
She did, and that's why it looks like someone is like choking me, and not in a good way. It's because I literally like when she said that I was like, "Ugh," and I just threw it. I was like, I don't care because
Whatever you
this
say,
time,
mom.
that part it was giving very that.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Wait,
I
she even signed your book with like
yes
with the name that you give Paige, right? What's the
yes
name?
because I explained to her I was like I make charm content and I talk about you all the time. Paige is my favorite character, and
Yes.
I call her Paige Latanya Matthews.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm explaining this to you so in hopes that you would sign it like that. Baby, she wrote it big too. She said, how do you spell Latanya? And that was the other thing. She wanted to know how to spell it. She didn't just say, okay, well, let me just put it down here. She said,
Right.
how do you spell it? Is it L-A? I said, yes, ma'am, this is how you spell it. And she put, Paige Latanya Matthews loves you. Rose McGowan.
Yes.
Lived,
Beautiful.
lived, lived.
So
Best
cute.
experience of my life.
And of
Not of
course,
my
it's
life.
your favorite character too, so it's just like a very full circle moment. Very
Mm-hmm.
cute.
Mm-hmm. It felt very like it felt like she was really listening to what I was saying, and I really enjoyed it. Um,
Prudence Denitra Hallowell.
Not my Prudence Elizabeth Aloysius Hallowell. Don't do
I'm
not
done.
Denitra.
Oh wait, this is a good question. Why is Paige your fave?
So, do you want me to tell you about Alyssa first, and then I answer that
Oh yeah,
question?
sorry, Alyssa.
No, 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 no. I
Oh, that's
well,
oh
okay.
whoa,
No,
okay.
no, no,
Wow,
no,
you
no, no,
said
no.
so many things in so little words.
Well, you know, we I have a thing on this channel that I do not like to bash the actresses. I don't think that that's cool. I don't, like that
Yes.
in any shape, form, or fashion. I did not have a bad experience with her in the least bit. You know how I said Holly seems like she showed up to
Yeah.
work,
Like she clocked in, yeah.
like she clocked in, but she enjoys her job. Alyssa seems like she clocked into her job and she clocked in at 9, and at 5 o'clock she's gonna leave.
Oh, okay.
And whatever you get in the middle is
Is
what
what
you
you get.
it's just what you get. It could be good that day, it could be not. Good. We don't know. Just whatever you get that day is what you get. Like the writer's strike was going on at that time. I'm just gonna give this example and then I'm gonna be quiet. But the writer's strike was going on, and so they made a big deal to tell us that we couldn't ask her any questions about the show, right? We can't ask her any questions. She can't talk about the show.
Right,
All
right.
of that's off
Like no
limits.
promotion and stuff, right?
Yeah. So I would say probably about 5 minutes into it, they're asking her like generic questions like, how does it feel to be an actor? And what advice would you give an actor? Things like that. And then I don't even remember. I have it actually like recorded. So we could not ask any questions. Let me go back. They could
Right.
we the audience could not ask anything. And so like they're asking her questions, they're talking, and at a certain point she's like, the show I was on with the big book. And I was like, we were like, ew, she's talking about Charmed. And then we just go down the rabbit hole and she's just giving us stories about Charmed and how she got on Charmed and what her experience was like on Charmed. And I was thinking like, I just think she didn't want anyone to ask her any questions, any specific questions. That was the feeling I got from it, was that she did not want, she even talked about who's the boss. Like, I think she said who's the boss by name. And so it's like, to me, what I felt like was she didn't want anybody to ask her a question that may have made her uncomfortable or put her in a position to talk about something she didn't want to talk about. Now, I could be 100% wrong on that. That is in no
Oh, you're
way.
saying like the writer's strike excuse was kind of BS because she was talking about,
Yes,
okay.
very much so. But that was my perspective on it, and I like some other people were kind of thinking the same thing because they were like, "This is weird. We can't ask her any questions about the show, but she's like sitting here discussing the show. That doesn't make any sense." And she's like, "Yeah, because Aaron Spelling on my first day told me blah 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 blah," and we were like,
Ugh.
Mama, I thought we couldn't talk about the show. So why are you sitting here giving us a rundown of episode by episode? What's going on? So that, to me, I think that her experience was,
Left something to be desired.
yeah, it felt very like disconnected in a way that I didn't feel with the other three.
Yeah.
Um, that's not a knock towards her. It's little things like when I went up to the booth thing to take the picture, because I didn't get a photo op because it was too much money. I didn't have that kind of money. So
Right.
I just did like the table photo. And like when they got ready to take the picture, I was thinking like, oh, she's not gonna come from behind the table? And she didn't. She sat right there behind the table. And she leaned to the side and we took a picture and I left. And that was it. And
Efficient.
yeah, like there was one person, it was very efficient. There was one person who like gave her something. They like gave her something that I don't remember what it was. And she was like, "Oh, this is so cute." And then she handed it over to her manager. And I was like, "Oh," just in front of the people. She didn't even wait till they like walked away. She just genuinely was like, "Here." And I was like, "Oh my God, okay." And then to Moon, who you person, I go live every Saturday at 9. Jeffrey said he didn't know that, but I go
I
live
didn't
every
know
Saturday,
that, and then he threw shade at me for not knowing that.
even though I post it literally all the time. But
Like,
anyway,
I'm just minding my business on Twitter, and then I see an at like my username, and then him
mhm,
comment like he's tweeting me on his page with all
mhm,
his followers. Do you understand? Like he
yeah,
wanted to jump me.
I was calling you out because I just felt like I had to, but I felt like it was my God given duty
Oh my
in that
God.
moment. But to go back to what you asked me, did I watch the new Charmed, right?
Well, somebody asked why is Paige your favorite, but I was also wondering if you ever like mentioned the new Charmed on here, because there's like okay, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like it. I'm not a hater, but oh my
Mhm.
God, I'm like replying to somebody. I don't know why am I doing that. Okay, it's what's
Oh,
going
wait a
on.
minute, hold on, wait. Hey, Trail, how you doing? I
I
had
don't
to
know
say,
what's going
Trail.
on.
I had to say hey to Trail real quick. How you doing? How's your Saturday?
Okay, who's Terrell? Terrell.
He's in the comments. You can go look at him.
Okay, I'm gonna let y'all have your little private moment. Okay.
Okay. Anyway,
Mr. G, why are you dragging my new boyfriend? Who's your new boyfriend?
I don't know. Who is his new boyfriend? Oh, that's Blake. Don't pay him no attention. Anyway, don't pay Blake any attention. Don't breathe
Okay,
life
okay.
into it. Don't breathe life into it. Because
Oh,
anyway,
excuse. Like Trell is having a conversation with you. I'm just gonna sit here and talk to your fans.
okay.
Hey guys, Mr.
I'm
G is
doing
replying to
good.
Trell. Don't mind him. They're having a private conversation.
Okay. Calm it down. Calm it down, Jeffrey. Calm it down. Calm it down. I don't know why I said your
No,
name
but
like it was some kind of like insult. I don't know.
like a curse, like you were like saying a spell at me, Jeffrey. Like,
Like
okay.
Jeffrey.
No, but like
But
there was things from New Charm that I definitely liked. I didn't care for the show overall. Like OG Charmed, like it has its issues in the later seasons, but I feel like I could still watch the majority of it without issue.
mhm,
Um, Whereas the New Charm, that's like after season one, it was like just for me steadily downhill. But they
yeah.
had a lot of cute little concepts, like the Piper of the show. They had her fast forward a potion to
Hmm.
like, so she was a time witch, so she was able to fast forward a potion to like brew
Yes.
it for as long as it needed to be brewed. Like that was
Yes.
cute. Like I wish I want like a good mixture of the two shows that like is just consistent. Like that's my issue, just consistency.
I am going to say something.
Uh-oh.
And I know that no one in the comments is probably going to agree with me. And some people are probably going to get out of here.
Uh-oh.
The powers on the new Charmed ate the old ones up in terms of usability and versatility.
I agree with
Um,
that. I just hated their like the Piper of the show. What was her name? Mel.
mhm,
Like her hand movements were so awkward. I know Holly had like a whole thing with like being awkward too, with like her freezing and
mhm,
blowing shit up or whatever. But like
mhm.
it just felt so stiff in the new show. That's my
Well,
only.
and then she's doing this to
Yeah,
channel it,
like
and I was like, "What are we
ew.
doing?
It's so
Why?"
stiff.
That's
But I
what
agree with you
Macy should,
completely.
what you
Like
would think Macy would have been doing with telekinesis, but
right.
that's not there.
But I agree with you.
Yeah,
The new powers, beautiful.
yeah. I especially love Maggie's because I feel like they took empathy and they really expanded on it, and they gave her different abilities within that. It wasn't just, I love the powers from OG Charmed, of course, for nostalgia and whatever else. I just think that if someone were to offer me either set of abilities, I would choose the new girls. Um,
Definitely.
the problem with them is that they had such a rough start because they threw so much at the wall and hoped that it stuck. Like episode one, Macy is finding out is meeting them and moving into the manor that or their house. That's too much in episode one. I don't need her moving
Yes.
in episode one.
Even that
And
storyline, like that was a mistake or like an issue that
yeah,
had to do with like behind the scenes stuff, whatever. But they made
mhm,
it work and it ended up being cute. But why do we need to introduce that storyline
that
in the
quick.
new series? And then it turned out that Macy wasn't the half sister, it was Mel the whole time.
Yeah,
Like what? That's so annoying.
it
Like
was it was much too. It was very unnecessary, I think, to the story because what they could have done to me was had Macy be. Now here's the thing: is you kind of get into that. I feel like area of what's the problem with her being a half sister, or them thinking that she was a half sister in the beginning. My issue with that is that she comes in being an outsider. Like you don't even have a clearly established sisterhood between Mel and Maggie, and now you're telling me that this half sister's coming in, and Mel is treating her basically like trash essentially. And then not only is she not the youngest, she's the oldest. So there's really that disconnect because
yeah,
it's like Mel has always been the older sister, and I feel like they didn't, or the older sister, and I feel like they didn't really take advantage of that because I think they should have had them clash heads a lot because they were both, Macy's used to being by herself, Mel is used to being the older kind of more take charge sister. But the problem is that there was no real relationship between Mel and Maggie for me to root for,
Yes.
because I spent like they I feel like they spent more time telling us how big sisters they were and how how what a loving relationship they had versus actually showing us. Like, there was no reason that every 5 minutes they should be sitting there in the middle of the table eating breakfast and they're like, your sisterhood is your strength and your differences are. I don't need to hear that. I don't need to hear this
Like
mantra.
it was definitely like I remember. I don't know if you guys ever were told this, like in elementary school literacy class or English class. Like when you're writing a story, show, don't tell us. I feel
Yes.
like the new charm suffered from they needed to tell us everything from the get because they wanted to like hit the ground
Mhm.
running with the story, and it's like no, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, like you have to like take your time with it. Like you're gonna have to give us a story in the same way old charm gave us a story, and like
Yeah.
establish sisterhood through like random shit. Like they weren't sisters because they were witches. They were witches because they were
Mhm.
sisters, I guess more
Mhm.
makes
I know
sense.
what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, like so establish the sisterhood, show us the story, and like we'll fill in the blanks from there. Like we know Phoebe and Prue had an issue from the get, but
Mhm.
it's just like every sibling dynamic. Like I'm the oldest of my my three siblings, like me and my two brothers.
Mhm.
So I understand the older sibling, younger sibling dynamic, and it's definitely shown in Prue and Phoebe. But then
Yes.
how does that work with Mel, Macy, and Maggie when
Mhm.
Mel was the older sister and then Macy comes in and she's the older sister and now
Yep.
Mel is the middle sister? Like
Mhm.
it just like it
Mhm.
was way too much, and like you can't even like there's no natural progression for like those dynamics because everything was just thrown in at once. And like you said, the moving thing, that was a whole storyline in and of itself in Charm. Like, oh, you need to move in. Paige is like, no, I need my space, blah blah blah. Like, and then having to ask her for the right reasons, not like, okay, we need an extra body here for demon
Mhm.
hunting. Like, she wanted to be welcomed as a sister, not as a charmed one.
Mhm.
Again, showing us, not telling us, like that kind of thing.
And within that, Paige was a necessity as a storyline. Like, Paige didn't just come in because the story was starting. She came in because there was a need for the character to be there. So
Yes.
they had to make her fit. Like, that's another reason I feel like it worked in their favor, is because they had to make her fit into this story that had already been told, you know. And with Macy, from the beginning, they're literally walking in telling us two of these things are not like the other. And it was like, you don't really get a chance to see her fit into a dynamic because we don't know how any of them are going to interact yet. We're still getting to know all of them. That was one of the things that with Piper and Phoebe, you knew how they were and you understood why they were so close. That's why when people say they didn't watch the first 3 seasons because they didn't like Prue, I think that's I don't think you're doing yourself a service when you do that, because you're not really getting a good picture of the whole series. You
Yeah.
know, it's not going to be as impactful for you why Piper was having, issues accepting Paige if you didn't see the first 3 seasons and you don't know how close she was to Prue. It's not going to be impactful for you to see how Phoebe was with, and how she was having such a hard time handling everything if you didn't see her in her hot girl era. Like, you're
Yeah.
not going you're just not going to really get that. And when they say little things like Piper telling girl, what am I trying to talk about? Piper telling Cole, that Phoebe's never had a job in her life, and now she's trying to be a wife. You're not gonna understand really what that means because you're being introduced to Phoebe in with him. She has a boyfriend, she's in a steady relationship, and you're not gonna really understand, like, oh, that's why she's kind of probably freaked out.
That's
Because
literally
see, the
like
one
the similar
thing.
thing with the new charm. Like you're literally just being thrust into the story and then like expecting all the dynamics to like make sense. Like if you
Mhm,
watch just season 4 onwards, you will never understand. Even Piper, like you were saying, like her insecurity or whatever. Like Piper had so much power by season 4 and 5 because of her
mhm,
exploding stuff, yet she
mhm.
was still insecure, yet she was still scared or whatever. So like how would you understand where that comes from? Like if you just watch the series, you're gonna think, oh, Piper had these powers the whole time. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason for her to be scared, or there was no reason for her to like need Prue because she's the most powerful, whatever. Like no, Prue was the witch that every demon was scared of for a reason.
Mhm, mhm. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. And somebody said in the comments that, the older sister or an older sibling being hidden is a common thing. I think that the difference is that when you tell a story like that, it needs to be for a reason. Like that has to be the focal point of the story. And I feel like a show like Charmed is not the medium to do that. I don't feel like that's the show to come in from the very jump, being like, okay, well, here's the sister that was hidden away. Unless you unless you have a story. I think they did a good job with trying to salvage it. Let me say that. Let me double back and say that. I do think they did a good job with trying to salvage it.
Who?
With
Which
having
series?
her with having her the necromancer bringing her back, and she had to be taken away, after 2 years, because if she was still around Marisol, then she would die. Like I kind of like that aspect, but at the same time I feel like it wasn't necessary. Like I feel like the whole thing wasn't necessary. What we should have done, I think, and I think that it would really mirror probably the original. They should have had a falling out, and the older sister or middle sister or whichever one moved off and hadn't been home in like a decade, and she don't know what's going on in her sister's lives. They don't know what's going on in hers.
I would love that.
Yes. And that way you get a chance to see them connect, reconnect, and get close to each other. But you also get those moments where she can say, I remember this being like this. And then one of the other sisters says, yeah, well, sometimes things change and you can't get it back to how it used to be. Drama built in right there into that one statement.
And that's cute because that's like the OG Charmed whenever that anger demon or whatever made them use their powers against each other and they lost their powers. Like that's
Mhm.
cute. That's like a whole storyline. Like without them losing their powers, they're just separated. So then we
Mhm.
see the importance of the power of three and them being together and all that stuff. Because like you can just further like one gets attacked by a demon, but then her sisters aren't around, or like the other ones get attacked, but then they need the third sister to vanquish it or
Mhm.
whatever. Like yeah, that's cute. Like again, show us, don't tell us. Like that show. Oh my god, it has so much
Mhm.
potential. I'm so
It
sad.
did, but they threw there was so much jam packed. There was that storyline. There was Macy and Gavin, or what was his name? Yeah, was it Gavin? I don't know. Whatever
Yes.
his name was. Her and him. There was they season one run in having Maggie having this half demon boyfriend, which is
They literally
just
was just like getting all the
crazy.
highlights into one season, like to entice us, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna do something else now, like moving
Yeah.
forward." Because then they destroyed the Book of Shadows, the first episode of the second season. Are
First
you kidding
episode.
me? The
First
Book of
episode.
Shadows?
Hmm. And there was no reason to me to have in season one already had the source. And then you got Fiona. And then you got
Oh my God, you're so right. There was so much. Oh my God.
there was so many storylines going on at one time. I mean, you had the murder mystery of the mama. You had Fiona and what was the sister's name? Her sister's name?
I
That was the
forget. She was
one.
like the keeper or whatever, right? Of
Yeah,
the village.
she was an elder. It was Fiona. Anyway, I can see her face. I don't remember her name, but they had that going on. They had Alistair and the demon boy going on. Which really, there's Alistair, and then there's also the storyline with Maggie and the half demon. You got Mel and her half white lighter girlfriend, and her other ex girlfriend. Like there was so much happening, and it's like everything they tried to mesh it together, and it worked a little bit, but they had about 2 or 3 seasons worth of material in one season. And they tied so many things together. It's almost like they didn't know if they were going to get a second season. And they were just like, girl, let's go. It just,
That's so annoying.
it was too much. It was just too much. And oh my God. And then Harry. I don't even know how I forgot about Harry. Harry had his own storyline. The elders got killed. So he's the last white lighter on earth, and all the other white
Justice for Nico.
like it was too much. I will say, going forward in the later season, I think it was season 2. I love what they did with Darklighters. I love what they
That
did.
see, that was cute. Even the elders thing was cute. Like instead of a group of elder white lighters, a group of
Mhm.
elder witches kind of, taking care of everything and like
Mhm.
monitoring everybody. Even the season two control room where they like were monitoring other witches, that was
Mhm.
cute too. But I like, it's just
It was giving Power Rangers.
not even that. I feel like it's well, that's no. Now that I think about it, that's yeah, that's insane. Yeah, it was giving that, but just like you missed the essence of the show because like one again they destroyed the Book of Shadows. Like okay,
Mhm.
that's fine for a storyline, but you're telling me they didn't bring it back? Because I don't remember them bringing
Right.
it back. I think they just used the Book of the Elders from then on.
I think they later on, I think Mel found a way to like recreate it, but it wasn't the same book. But they recreated it, and I think they gave it the look of the original book from
Okay.
from OG. But that's me just recalling off the top of my head, child. Don't listen to me.
Right. But even
Um,
just like if we take nothing else, just the sisters storyline, we already said it.
mhm.
Macy being half demon. Okay, so we have that. Like, because it was like what she was
Mhm.
dying and she got resurrected or something. Like, what was the deal?
Yeah, when she was a baby, I don't remember if she was born dead or if she died after birth. But either way, Marisol got a necromancer to bring her back.
Right.
And then she could only be with her for another 2 years. And then she had Marisol was gonna
Yeah.
have to let Macy go or she would have died again permanently.
Uh,
So
that plus Macy and Maggie are the ones who have the same father. Mel has a different father, which is so messy. Like you have a different father in between, and then you go back to the first father. Okay, and then the actress for Macy leaves the show, so she dies on the show. And then they bring back another person who's not even a blood sister, but then they also introduce a cousin who could have been the third charmed one because she's like blood related, but then no, we're gonna bring somebody else completely different. And then her power was to draw things and they came to life. Excuse me, Mr. Demon. Let me pull out my notepad and think of something
that part.
that'll attack you, and then it'll have to like. There's a 3 second delay before it manifests, so please just be patient. Like what? That is the
Mhm.
worst combat power ever. Like at
It's
least Phoebe
horrible.
got her premonitions ahead of time so they could prepare for something. Like you telling me you're gonna have to draw a picture on the fly?
Hmm.
What if you run out of ink?
I think on a fundamental level, what they missed out on with the powers was that it was a family thing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like the fact that they brought in a fourth charmed one who wasn't related to them, but it was just like because Macy had given her blood or stem cells or something.
Yes,
You
that's what it
know,
was. Yes.
taking out the blood element, I felt like I would have been open to it. I don't think it would have been charmed anymore, but I would have been open to it because I do think that was creative. But then, like you said, they give her this power that has nothing to do with the original three. And I think the problem with that is that they don't understand, like, little things like when Piper was talking to Paige and she was like, the prophecy says that the third sister will have the power to move things with her mind.
Cute. Yes.
That meant that Paige was a part of them. Paige was a part of the prophecy. She was a part of the family. Telekinesis was a basic power, but it was a family power. And there was a reason that she had that ability. Whereas with this girl, it's just like, yeah, she's just a witch who, like I wasn't even clear. It wasn't even clear to me if she was a witch before she got Macy's stem cells. Like I kind of felt like she was just a human and then she got witch stuff in her and became a witch. Now whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that was sort of always my thing with it was I felt like they disconnected them so bad from being a family and it just I don't know. And then like when what's her name Maggie got upset and was oh she's focusing on killing demons and whatever else hunting demons. I was like, well baby, why does she care that much? Like they made it seem like she just was enmeshed in Macy's life. I don't know, and that's weird for me to say because Macy was her sister. They had built a relationship, but it just seemed weird for them to be like, "Oh, she can't handle it," and she did it. I think they should have went a little bit further and been like, "Now she feels like people are leaving." I don't know. I don't even know how to say it, but they missed the mark on so many things.
Yeah, I feel like they had so many, like we said it already, but like cute ideas. Like there's this
Hmm.
spell that Mel did to make Nico forget her, like the Sands of Time or
Hmm.
whatever. That was a
Hmm.
cute ass spell. The effect was so cute. And then like other shit, like okay, I didn't really care for the way they did potions because I think all their potions they just like blew them and it was like
Yeah.
smoke or whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, Loki, I want to see some throwing. Like, please throw a
Okay.
potion
I
at
want
me.
to see a vial hit somebody. Yeah.
Yes, I want like that's some classic shit. Like you have to
Hmm.
like keep that. But then other shit they did is cute. Like I feel like the way that they did like the power of three being like an ultimate power or something, it was like a cute idea. I didn't like their execution per se because I felt like I feel like they suffered from like making the powers too comic booky. Like I wanted more witchcraft.
Yeah.
Like it felt like a
Agreed.
superhero show, which is not Charmed. Like just call it
Yeah.
something else. If you want to do a similar concept but something else, call it something else.
That's
But
what they
give
should
us
have done. It should have been something completely different and just been an homage to Charmed.
yeah, like that's fine too. Like give
Hmm.
us the sisterhood, give us the family. Like did they even have any family members come to them besides the cousin and then the mom, obviously, like
Their dad came back.
please. That's it.
Ray.
They got a Victor, that's it.
That was it.
They don't have
That
no
was
Grams, they
really
didn't have no Prudence, Penelope, Patricia, Melinda, like
it. Mm-mm.
a
Mm-mm.
mess.
I just with the original, they felt like sisters who were real sisters who were just going through some stuff. And this was what brought them together. Like I love in season three when Piper told Prue, "We've lived apart before," and and Prue was like, "Our lives were separate, Piper." Then you get that reflective moment to be like, "Yeah, they were completely different people. They were in a completely different life space, and now they can't really separate because their lives are so connected and intertwined."
Yes.
Whereas these girls, it literally felt like one of them could have moved out at any given time. It did not feel like they needed to live together because in the original Charm, they constantly told us, and I don't think it was bad though, but I think they would tell us multiple times, we're stronger together, we're stronger in the manner, we're strongest when we're here. But it wasn't like well, we have to do it because we're stronger. Like, no, it would be like, girl, we have to be together because we're stronger together. We literally are the strongest when we are together in this house. And
I feel like the way that the OG Charm did it was like they said the statement like yes we need to be together, but then they
mhm.
showed it. They explained it by showing it.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it like if you look at the whole dynamic, like whether or not you think one power is stronger than the other or whatever, that's your opinion.
Hmm.
But they all had played a part. Oh my God, Phoebe getting a premonition of the demon. Okay, Piper freezing the demon when it's just about to attack. Prue
Hmm.
attacking it or throwing something at it or whatever. Like that dynamic worked all the time really well for a
Hmm.
reason. Like they all like what's the word? Like basically fed off of each other or whatever and like played to each other's strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that. Like you don't get that in the new charms.
That's true. And I think what you're saying is so true because even the detail about demons attacking them in the manor. Yeah, demons attack them in the street or, they would come across your odd demon, but as a whole, demons came to the house. The demons were coming to the manor. That was because that was their power base. That was where they were the strongest. That was where their magic was. That's where they kept the book. That's where the Nexus was. That's where they lived. It was a part of them. And even the house was its own character. The book was definitely its own character. The book was
Right,
doing its own
yes.
thing. Baby, the book was petty. Let me tell you something. When the book said y'all don't believe in yourselves anymore, so why should I? And
Hmm?
it threw whichever one of them it was back. The book said no, thank you. The book should
Yeah.
have been in the opening credits. If we're being 100% honest about it.
Wait, wasn't the book wasn't opening credits?
No, I'm talking about as a character. It should
Oh,
have
I'm dead.
been. It should
Book played by book.
It should have been played by book. It should have been Book of Shadows played by book.
I'm
Like
dead.
I'm talking about it should have been there because the book was a main character.
It really
And I
was.
think the book you also thank you for the gummy bear thing. I think you get a chance to see their power grow through the book. Because in season one, evil could touch the book, it just couldn't take it out the house. Then it grew to where it
Yes.
started to repel evil. And then it got to where it would repel the charmed ones if it felt like their magic wasn't connected to it. Like the book had so, and even when they got disconnected from each other, the book it separated the triquetra and was like,
Yeah.
baby, it's broken. Y'all, there is no more triquetra. There are no more charmed ones. And the fact
So
that when they
dramatic too.
turned
Like you could have
evil, the
just
book
stopped
turned
working,
evil.
but no, she had to separate. Like, no, you need to see the visual, know that you're not gonna
Hmm.
touch me, you're not gonna touch your magic until y'all get your shit
Hmm.
together.
The Book of Shadows said, baby, y'all don't have magic, but I do.
Right.
Y'all may not have any magic, but guess what? I can move this triquetra if I want to. So it was like the book had its own mind, but that was reflective of where they were. And it was reflective of
Bukisha Shadows.
that part. Bukisha Shadows. There you go. I don't know who said that, but there you
That
go.
was Tittytopia.
There you go. There you go. How do I can I pin that comment?
You
Girl,
can
now
make
I don't
comments.
know.
Oh, that's cute.
I think you can't. I don't know how to do it though. I don't see the option for it, so I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't know how to do it. But that was, I mean, but the Book of Shadows was its own thing,
Yes.
and the fact that they thought it was like doing its own thing and flipping the pages, but it was actually Graham's, and Graham's was guiding them. Like that was a family connection. That was a family tie that they weren't by themselves. It wasn't alone, and I mean, they weren't alone, and
I
they
wish
just
it
missed.
wasn't just Grams though. I low key wish it was like other family members who would like maybe step down. Like honestly, they wouldn't even have to show anybody. They could have just said like, oh, like Grams could have said, oh, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's your other ancestors when they're taking a peek or whatever. Because first of all, Grams has a whole afterlife. She's gossiping, she's getting her hair
Mhm.
done,
She has
she's
stuff
getting
to
a
do.
new outfits. So she's busy. So maybe some other
Yeah.
family members take over the shift. That's cute.
Let me tell you something. If you think that those Warren ancestors were finna do anything that resembled work, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Because these are the same women who was putting these power three spells in there every other day. Every demon you encountered did not take the power three to vanquish.
Right.
Let's be real about it. It was some of them they just didn't want to vanquish, and they were like, "Girl, I don't know how to do it. I don't feel like coming up with a potion. Let the charmed ones handle it whenever they get here.
Oh my
If it's next
god.
generation, it's fine, but I'm not gonna do it."
Wait, so does that make the Book of Shadows a list of chores? That's crazy.
Because you see, when it's like, if you encounter this demon, here's a step by step of what you need to do, child. Here, just put this in here, take this, mix this around, boil this at 350 degrees, take it outside, throw it in the air, catch it in the
Oh my
container.
god.
Like the steps they would have for this, I'm like, okay, you talking about stripping coriander and doing this and putting wolf's bane and going down and getting some
Right.
alpha rub and then some Vicks vapor rub. I ain't got time. Tell me
Like
how to vanquish the demon. Do
you
not give
literally
me
got the whole recipe down. Just bake the cake. Like you got it.
just listen. Like they could have said there is a stock of these potions
Right.
in this hidden part of the house. They said get somebody else to do it because it's only one demon. It's not like there's a horde of them. It's one demon. You wrote this potion. You sat down and you said, "Let me write this potion out," and then you just left them for dead.
And you can't even say that they couldn't defend themselves because some of their ancestors clearly had decent active powers. Like when we went into their past lives, we saw their powers. Like at least a few people had the power to freeze. Freezing is a fucking OP power. Excuse me, can we curse on this? Oh my god.
Child, you been doing it.
Oh, okay. Like that's
Let me
that's
stand
an
up
OP
because
ass
I need to
power.
stretch
Like
my legs, but I got a big back, so don't laugh. I'm gonna try to
stop.
get up real dainty so you don't see me. Okay, go ahead.
Um no, just like that's an OP ass power. Like you should be able to freeze your demon, do what you gotta do with your little spell or your little potion or whatever, and then you got it. But then also, okay, speaking of freezing, um excuse me,
Yeah.
y'all. Excuse me. Um when Paige got sent back into the past with Grams's boots, and then there was that warlock who wanted to attack the manor with all the witches there and everything. He had the power to freeze.
Yeah, he did.
Explain to me that Riddle me that.
Okay. Low key quiet as it's kept. Every time we saw like a demon or an evil person with their powers, they low key used it better than them.
For
He
real.
was just freezing everybody. He said, "Listen, I'm a warlock and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, and y'all gonna be okay with it."
But it's just like it's such a plot hole because if that's the case, there's no reason good magic would even make it. Like, what are you talking about? Because demons, they get away with exposing magic all the time. They be doing all their shit in public, and then
Mhm.
they're freezing shit too. Or like the triad in season 8, they would stay freezing the room whenever they wanted to speak to Christy. And like
Yep.
at first, I wanted to say, oh, okay, maybe it's because it's not like they're actually freezing it. Maybe they're just like speaking to her in her head. So like that's how we perceive it as the audience. Like it's like everything is frozen. But she would be walking around.
Yeah, they were freezing. Like they were actually stopping time. And then even the room would go dark when they would do it. So it's
Like,
like, I don't know. I get very frustrated with Charm sometimes because it's like, I feel like evil was constantly doing something with their powers that they weren't going to be able to do because they were good. Like the seer was eating them visions up. Do
yo,
you
for
hear me?
real.
Like the seer was cutting up with them visions. And it's like I feel like Phoebe was in the earlier seasons. Like them first 3 seasons, her visions were getting really strong and just the innate abilities that come with it were really good.
Yeah.
And then season 4, they kind of gave up a little bit and they were like, okay. And then season 5, they tried it again. And then after that, it was like, girl, whatever. Like, whatever we feel like doing that day is what we're going to do. So,
They
I
get
just,
good foundations though. Like that's the thing is like I don't like the writing inconsistencies I feel like are even more frustrating because like what you still like Paige, the Paige storyline, for example. Obviously, again, we said it has nothing to do with like the actual goal or like the trajectory of the show, how they intended. Fine, whatever. But it worked because they had already established in season 2 the whole Piper Sam storyline, and everything. So like there were seeds planted there that they got away with.
Mhm.
Um, so like you could have just done that with so many things. Even Phoebe's power, like when she connected with the succubus, like
Mhm.
that could have been that in and of itself is kind of like a cute seed for her eventually getting empathy. Like they showed us empathy in another character, but like that's
Yes.
showing how she's connected or how she was connected to that town and that other guy with the premonition.
Oh my God, yes,
Like
to both.
that's a
Oh my God.
cute show.
That
That's a cute way to show the empathy like
mm-hmm.
manifesting low key. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but
That
then
is one of my
they
favorite
messed it up.
uses of that ability. And
Yeah.
like you said, it definitely could have opened the door to the empathy power because the fact that Phoebe was able to connect with him to where her body was being physically affected. Listen,
That was
whoever wrote
great.
that, whoever wrote that episode was in that Phoebe OC. Okay?
Yes.
Because that was the one. That was the one. I love that episode. And I had a friend back in the cut who said that it seemed like Phoebe was taking some back shots when she was getting whipped, when Bo
Oh
was
my
getting
god.
whipped. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
That's her and Cole, yes, every night.
Every because you know Cole was putting it down. You
No, but
know Cole was tearing that up.
oh my god, yes.
Tearing
Literally,
that
I
up.
just saw the scene. Oh my god, what's the episode called? I am so bad with remembering the episodes. I know they're all bad puns. It's so cute, but the episode where Phoebe and Paige switch bodies. What is that?
Into the demon.
Enter the Demon. I always forget that one. Okay, but her and Cole sword fighting. Oh my god.
Did you see the crown? I got a
I
crown.
did. That was cute. Who did that?
Thank you. I don't know. Let me go follow them if I
Is
don't.
that Dill Pick?
Yeah, dill pick. Not dill pickles, Jesus. Okay.
I love
All
me a
right.
dill pickle.
Come on, dill pick. Thank you for that, sir. Person. I don't want to assume anybody's gender. I'm sorry.
Of course.
Except Blake's and Jeffrey's. But
No, but Cole and Phoebe sword fighting. Oh, please. I'm not gonna
who?
lie.
Oh,
Like,
you mean sword like with an actual sword? Okay.
yes, yes, that's what I mean.
Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to
No,
me.
but not even low key. Like, I love them. Like, they were so hot together, and like that was like a real couple. Like,
Mhm.
apparently behind the scenes that wasn't the case, and everybody had like a different partner than what you think. But they were served like they were. I believe that shit. Like anytime they were kissing, I saw tongue immediately.
Alyssa made my stomach hurt sometimes
I'm
because
dead.
she would slip her tongue in that man's mouth like nobody's business, and it made me uncomfortable. And I really feel like
No.
she was doing it. Shut up, Caitlin. Don't say that. But I mean, I was genuinely like, girl, you have got to simmer down because I think it was also okay. So you don't know this about me because I've never told you. I have a really weird thing with like height differences. And
Okay.
so when I would see them together, she almost looked like a little girl compared to him because he's so
Okay.
tall and she's short. And it was like there would be times where I'm like, is he gonna like pick her up and put her on his hip? Like, what are we doing? Okay, let me go back for a second. Meeting them in real life, they're very petite women. Like they
Wait,
are
aren't you like
very
6 feet tall?
I'm 6'3", yes.
Okay, sir, no, please stop. You are tall as fuck. Like that's also contributing. What are their heights anyway?
I, you're contributing. What are their heights anyway? You tell me.
I'm just asking.
Anyway, I think Holly is like 5'1". I think Holly and Alyssa are like 5'1", and
Oh
then
no,
Rose
they're
is like
short. Never mind.
5'4" or something like that. Like they're very short. I guess in comparison to me, excuse me. But
No, you're tall. Like I'm 5'6", so like
oh,
I'm like average height, but they're no, they're short too, because 5 feet is tiny.
okay. I'm sorry.
Not everyone enjoying the show. I'm dead.
Hmm.
Everyone here enjoying the show.
What show? What are you talking about? Are you talking about Charmed?
Yes, exact. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. Um, but no, they're very petite women. And so like any man that's not petite like them looks like he kind of like towers above them. And you know, I thought that Brian was like I really thought Brian was like maybe like 6 foot, but he's like
Mm.
5'6". He's not that much taller
Mm.
than than Holly. He's just he's average height, like you said, but he just in comparison to her, he looked taller.
Mm.
I did not think that Kyle Brody was that tall.
How tall is he?
He's like 6 foot. He's like 6 foot or 6'1".
He doesn't even
But
look that.
he doesn't. I always assume because when I didn't realize that he was gonna be at the when I went to meet Holly in July. And so I was like, oh my God, there's Kyle Brody. I didn't know he was gonna be there. So I was like, I gotta take a picture with him. And I had the picture with him and I'm thinking like, oh, he's gonna be probably like, at my man titties, right? And
You're a mess.
that's where I thought he was gonna be. That's where I thought he was gonna be. I thought he was gonna be like looking at my nipple, like, hey, but he wasn't. He was like looking me in the eye. I was kind of taken aback by it because I was like, oh my God, he's like looking me in my eye.
That's true, because especially wait, how do you know how tall Rose is? Of course you do.
Rose
You
is
you were
only
here.
like she's only like 5'4". She's like 5'4" or 5'5".
See, but
She's
then like in watching season 7 recently, they look pretty close in height in the show. Like I don't know if they it was a huge visual height difference in their scenes.
to me, they always look the same height, but I don't know if that's how I was perceiving it because I have a picture, and let me see if I can.
Yeah, get a
Oh my
picture,
God.
show off.
So okay, wait. Oh Lord. Okay, how do I do this? Let me. Okay, girl. Okay, y'all are gaslighting me. Stop it. Okay, so look.
They be wearing heels, yes.
Here's this picture that I have signed. Um, and oh, I don't even have to take the background off. And as you can see, he looks taller than her right there. But I don't know if he was like standing on the curb or something because he looks like I thought that
Oh,
they were
he's
the same height.
no, but he's definitely further back. Like you can tell that. So maybe that's like the
Maybe
visual trick
that's
that
what
they
it
did.
is because
Yeah.
I felt like he was standing on something in that picture. But when I met him in person, let me see if I can. Oh, I'm trying not to tear this camera thing up. Let me see if I can find the picture of me and him. Oh, this is so fun. Being able to show people pictures like I'm better than them. Let's see. Not syncing picture from the cloud. Girl, come on. Okay. So as you can see, this is not
Oh,
good.
he's so cute
He's
with his gray
adorable.
hairs.
But as you can see, he's almost my height. Like
Yes, he is.
he's almost right there with me. So it's like in my mind, I'm thinking, and I hate this picture because like I cut it off because the way my legs, like my knees kind of, I'm a little knock knee. And so I literally look like that fat kid that's going to the store to buy pickles. And I was like, no, thank you. I'm not doing that.
Oh
Let
my
me,
god.
I was like, no, sir. No, thank you. Um, People are asking if I took pictures with the other cast members. Of course I did.
Of course, we just talked about that and his
We did.
experience.
Let me see if I can find. Now, some of them, the reason I only use certain pictures sometimes is because they don't show up like I want them to
What do
on
you
here
mean?
and they're cut off. So,
Oh,
like, here's
oh,
my
like it
one with
drops
Holly that I
automatically.
can't see her. Like, you
Okay.
can't see her. And I don't know how to move it. But, um, baby, let me see if the one with Alyssa will show up because Alyssa sat right at that table and she said, if you think I'm gonna stand up, then you out your mind. Let me see. Girl, come on. There we go.
Oh my god, yeah.
There's me and
You
Alyssa.
can't even be on the same side of the table as her.
Baby, I had to lean in. I had to actually lean to the side. And you see, there's one where her head is going this way, and then one where her head is going this one where her head is
Yeah.
going that way. Baby, Alyssa did not get up. Alyssa said, if you think that I'm gonna stand up and you think I'm sitting right at this table. Now let me say this about the girl. She ate that outfit up. She looked good. Do you understand
She
that?
does look good.
She looked amazing in that outfit. Now the hair, you know, and so but she ate that outfit up.
Oh, what?
Girl, I thought I heard something. Wait a minute. Okay. All right.
Oh my god, that's so scary.
Let me find out Zanku finna take, child.
Right.
Let me see. Let me show you my picture with. Oh, I look like such a dweeb here. So y'all don't laugh at me. If you do, I don't care.
Oh.
Face. My girl was serving face. Do you understand me? Rose said, I know my angles. Rose said, I know how to pose. You see how she was holding that book? That's why I look like I'm being choked to death
Oh yes,
by
he said
that
that.
ring. Because mama said, turn it around so they can see your shirt, sweetheart. And she said, sweetheart. She called me sweetheart.
She was
Like,
mothering.
she was mothering. And she low key was talking to me kind of like, I know you're a little special, so I'm going to help you.
Oh.
And that's how it felt. It felt like she was being like, I know that you know, you're not all there. And she was like, okay.
I can't. I'm not even participating in this commentary.
It felt like she was being like, it's okay. I don't know where your guardian is to help you,
Oh
but
my god.
I'm gonna be the one today. And she told me to make sure. That's why my lanyard is just like jostled about. And I
Oh,
said,
that's
okay.
such a cute photo though.
It is. Thank you. I love that picture. Like that is probably I was so excited to meet her. That's why like when I smile sometimes I kind of look like I eat pork chops a lot. And this was one
I
of
don't
those
even know what you'd be
pictures.
saying. What do you mean?
I don't know. I just be talking and it makes sense in my mind and I don't know how to I don't know how to translate that, but I look like I eat pork chops.
Okay.
And it's
I'm like trying to visualize it. I'm like, what is that? What is the sensation? What am I trying to get here? Bye.
pork
For the
chop.
pork chops. Bye.
Or like a steak and cheese sub from Subway.
Oh my
All the time.
god.
Just like every day I go have a steak and cheese sub.
Sounds good. Have you ever
It's
had a
not
chopped cheese?
huh?
A chopped cheese?
What is a chopped cheese? Because that sounds very low class.
Oh my god, it's a New York thing. It's a New York. Oh my god. Bye. Not the low class chopped cheese. I'm dead.
What? I'm just saying, it sounds very like, oh. It's like when people say they had an open face sandwich or a loose meat sandwich.
I have never
No.
heard those. Well, I mean, we're on different parts of the country, but a chopped cheese is basically just like a ground beef and cheese sandwich with like other toppings and stuff. It's just like a breakfast sandwich or like a lunch sandwich that kids get for school. You just gotta understand like the culture of New York. That's what it is. It's like you go get breakfast at the bodega, you get your little chopped cheese or your bacon, egg, and cheese, then you go to school.
So, like, hamburger helper without the pasta.
Not hamburger helper. Bye. No, it's more like what is that number next to my thing?
I don't know.
It says 109. That scares me. Anyway, no, it's just like a sandwich, like your steak and cheese is basically that.
Oh,
The New
okay.
York version. Like not specific to Subway.
Oh, it has to be special because it's from New York. Okay.
No, I'm just
So,
saying it's New York culture. Oh my god.
well, since
Saying
nobody else is
it's
helping me
so
gaslight
shady
you,
in
I gotta
here. That's
gaslight you.
crazy.
Nicola said, I know you're from Louisiana and they don't sell those here.
Wait, are you from Louisiana?
Yeah.
Yeah, chopped up cheeseburger. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Not you making that face, because watch if you come to New York, you'll have one and you'll be like, oh my god, it's amazing.
I don't think I can make it in New York.
New York is not that bad.
Mm-mm.
Speaking as a 5'6", I was very twinkish when I was younger, gay. Like it really, it's not as bad as people make it seem. Certain areas, yes, but like I mean, I also lived in Harlem, so like in Manhattan, so it's not that bad.
Well, as a 6'3" heterosexual man, I feel like I don't have to worry about certain things.
Oh no, you're fine.
Yeah, like being heterosexual, I think really saves me
No,
from a
you
lot.
really give butch mask heterosexual man. Yeah, no, completely.
Oh, you're being funny. Shut up.
No, no,
Listen,
no.
because
I'm
I
agreeing with
do.
you. Yeah, no, completely. You're definitely like, if I saw you, I'd be like, oh, that's a man's man. Yeah, hetero king.
Don't you need to blow your nose again?
Oh, you know what? Excuse me. No, I
Yeah.
need to go light my blunt.
Okay. You do what you feel led to do.
Look at you, no blanket. What does that mean?
Don't worry about it. You have to actually be a regular here to know what that means.
Oh.
Escándalo.
Wait, speaking of scandal, there should have been more gays on Charmed. That's one thing I will say. More
Mm-mm.
homosexuals.
I don't need to see that.
On Charmed?
I don't need to see that anywhere.
Right.
We have to
Right.
protect our children, and I don't need that on TV.
Right, right, right. Yes, absolutely. I completely agree with you.
Absolutely. I don't think I want to see that. I don't think it's very appropriate.
It's not at all. Children need to be protected from that should not be named.
Who's this in the comments telling me to shut up? Who's saying shut up?
Who's saying shut up to you?
Yeah. How rowdy. Must be from New York.
Oh,
Sorry, okay. I'm done.
now you got my cat acting up.
That's what she said. Let me
Phoebe to Cole every time he showed up.
meet a Cole every time you show up. Let me show you my picture with Shannon. Because Shannon was kind of looking like, I'm happy to be here, but I kind of am ready to go home. See, she was looking
Oh,
she was so cute. And
they
see,
are
she was
so
looking
cute.
like, she was very professional. I feel like hers was very professional.
Mm-hmm.
I love this picture because and see what I mean? She's so short. Like, she's
Yeah,
tiny.
she is tiny.
She's a little person. And I'm such a large person. I wish you could see the whole picture, but I love this picture. I absolutely do. I love it.
It's so cute. She's so cute.
Somebody says, so what smile is this one? Oh, that's Taro Teddy Bear. Hey, Taro Teddy Bear. This is the smile of a person who puts Skittles in water and watches the color dissolve.
Wait, what? I'm like reading the comments for a second. I just hear you talking about Skittles. What is going on?
Well, Taro Teddy Bear asked me what smile is this one because I said I look like I
Oh,
eat pork
okay.
chops a lot. And the other one, this one is the smile of someone who puts Skittles in water and watches the color dissolve.
Okay. Okay. So these like different characters.
I feel like and I'm not saying this to be funny. I'm saying like I haven't done it in a while, so I don't think you would know this, but I go through phases where I come up with different characters for myself and I come up with like life scenarios of stuff that's gonna happen, but I haven't really done it lately.
Oh no, I haven't seen you do that for yourself. The characters I've seen are your charmed renditions,
Mm-mm.
classics.
Like me and I have a wife named Sharonda. I have a boyfriend named Shanquarius.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a lot happening. I just haven't talked about them in a long time. I haven't like made up a story for them in a long time.
So who's your heterosexual alter ego? What's his deal? What's his name? What's his story?
It's just me.
Oh, oh right.
Yeah. Excuse me?
Your name is literally Galen. Like you were born gay. I'm sorry. You need to rename the character. Straight Len. It's so quiet. There's so much silence. Oh my god, I can't.
This is like that week that I said that I didn't want people to know I was fat, and this guy said, "We know." And I was too stunned to speak. I didn't have anything to say. I was too like, I was too stunned to speak. And I feel like that was just recreated just now. And it's been really great talking to you. And I hope that
It's
you have a great rest of the night and a great
Thank you
rest of
so
your life.
much. I love doing this.
Oh, you're
Um,
not coming back. So I hope that you're,
n-
prepared for that.
no, I'm ready to
'Cause
be a regular. I think
I'm about to kick you off. That's why
can,
I was telling you to have a good rest of the night because I'm
can we
about to
do a
kick you
thumbs
off.
up if we want to see like an encore of this?
No, because you're not coming back. I'm not asking anybody. I'm telling you, you're not coming back. So, I hope you enjoyed your stint. I'm gonna continue on, but I'm gonna kick you off.
Oh,
And so
okay.
you have a great millennium.
Millennium.
You have a great millennium. What did Graham say? Well, I guess I don't get to see the next millennium. Shut up, Kim. Shut up. Shut up. Y'all know I'm not actually leaving, right? Like these people think I'm no. I'm not. Have I pulled out the blanket? No, I have not.
What does that mean?
So typically when okay, so I usually do the lives, or I used to do the lives like laying down because I have arthritis, and I it would hurt to sit for a long time. It still actually does. Like I'm in pain right now, but it's worth it. So I would do it laying down because I'm like, baby, I want to have a good. Oh, I shouldn't explain. Oh, I shouldn't. I should just leave a mystery. But I'm already halfway through the story now, and so
I can't.
when I get tired and I'm like, okay, it old but sturdy.
Oh my god. I do not endorse that comment. I unendorse that comment. How do you what's the opposite of endorse?
Block.
I revoke.
It's, it's block. It's block.
I
It's
can't block. You can do that.
Oh, baby, because Blake is cutting up tonight. I don't know if it's because we in front of people. I don't know if it's because I don't know what his
Oh, is he
problem
acting up
is.
in front of the guests?
He is, and baby, we're not doing that tonight. Mm-mm.
Was that the one comment?
Not in the year of our Lord 2023.
Oh,
How
what
was
is
that
this
the one
background?
comment you read? Are you serious? Are you really coming for me right now? Okay, because I always read comments, and nobody can say I don't.
It's so hard to do that though, like
I
going,
don't.
like speaking, like having your train of thought or whatever, and also keeping up with the comments because like I have to keep scrolling just to see what people are saying.
I don't read the comments. They know that. So I don't read the comments. So but I'm not fooling with Blake anymore, and I hope he doesn't ever talk to me again because I'm horribly upset now. This is a better picture of me and Shannon, but it's actually the one I took with all three of them and Drew. So
Oh,
it's like,
cute.
yeah. Look how look how I look like I have no neck.
Was that Rose
It looked like
again?
I was saying like like this is
I'm
why
sorry.
Rose felt like she had to tell me what to do with the lanyard because it's literally like I look a little, I eat chopped cheese.
Oh, first of all, I don't even eat chopped cheese because I'm vegan. But anyway, lips
Mhm.
hair. You look
Okay.
like the dad from Us.
I feel like that's an insult, and I don't know why, but I haven't had a chance to
Oh, Us
look.
the movie?
I don't know, but I feel like that's an insult.
No, he was cute. It's Winston Duke, right? That's his name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, people love him. Yeah, he's the guy from Black Panther. Also, the other tribe. I forgot their name.
Oh, Negro Panther. Let's see.
Oh my god.
You did say it. I'm so sorry. That was supposed to be in my head.
Okay, okay. Oh wait, are we doing like charm fashion review because
Eight,
this
eight, eight. It ate. That's the word you're looking for. It ate. It 7, 8, 9, 8.
uh
I should have said
wow.
6, 7, 8. Dang, I don't know how to count.
Oof. Wow. There's just it's none of it. Okay, my issue is that it's not cohesive. Like it does none of it. It is Fifth Element for sure. I see that, but I don't feel like it goes together. I feel like something's wrong. Like I feel like her red hair, her natural quote unquote red hair at this time would have looked better with this outfit instead of the blonde wig. And I know she was undercover and everything, but like in terms of outfit execution, the blonde was not working for me.
Well, the wig itself is horrible. I mean, like
That I think that's maybe the biggest issue
yeah.
with
I can't even get past the color of it, like to match with the outfit because the wig style is so horrible, and you can low key still see her hair under there, and then her eyebrows, and she looks confused. I can't like it. Genuinely seems like she bought that wig probably from like Dollar General, and then took it out the
it.
bag and just plopped it on and said, "Okay, howdy do."
Someone
Um,
literally said it screams below five. Isn't that like five below? Yeah, five below.
Five Below. Yeah. And now the dress. Okay, let me get my meaty self out the way.
Not needy.
So the dress is not horrible
No, not at
because,
all.
like, baby, what waist? What waist are we
Yes.
talking about? Because what corset line do you see? Because I don't see a corset. I just see no waist.
Yes.
The dress is okay. It's just, what demon have they ever fought that looked like that?
One. Why was every demon either in like leather or black leather? Like
Well, okay, I can give you that. But what demon have they ever seen dressed like this specifically? Like, what would make her think, let me wear a blue leather dress? Where did she even get this dress? Because I feel like, did she just have that in her
wait,
closet?
was this from the
The demonic market.
no, I was gonna say, was it from like their chests of like demon leftovers, but like if you vanquish the demon, their outfit goes too, so that wouldn't even work.
Well, again, it goes back to what demon were they fighting? The demon of sluttiness? Like, what are we doing? I don't
It's
know.
the Demonatrix.
Don't bring that up because that was horrible.
Wait, when was that?
The Demonatrix. It was a mess.
Wait, was that when Phoebe was in her blonde wig?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Let me see if I can get the true charmed ones on here. Hold on.
Who's the true charm ones?
You'll see. You gotta be patient.
Okay, wait, I need to use the bathroom. Hold on. Can I mute myself?
I don't know.
I think I can. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself for like 5 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay. Damn. Long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Hey. Caitlin, are you okay? No, I'm not. And baby, yes, we are the Stillmans, the true charmed ones, the actual charmed ones. Yes, the real true charmed ones. Mm-hmm. Because those pretenders to the crown, no, thank you. No, I'm a real one, like a real charmed one, or what? Because baby, at this point, I do feel like a charmed one. Don't tell him about the blanket. I done already told him. See, okay, that's the thing. Y'all not gaslighting enough. That's the problem. Is y'all got me up here gaslighting all by myself, and y'all ain't saying nothing. I done had to do all the gaslighting. We talked about this. We talked about this beforehand. I told y'all to gaslight. That's what made me think y'all don't like me. Y'all gaslight me, but nobody else. Shoot. Now, if it was me, I wouldn't have to ask nobody to gaslight. Y'all would have just done it. That's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. Y'all don't love me, and that's fine. I don't like this one. I guess I do. Y'all like this one? I feel like this one is busy. I don't know what Blake is talking about, but I don't even pay him no attention because Blake is on my list now, and because the way he played me, nope, nope. And Shantae saying I don't like y'all. I love most of y'all. I like most of y'all. A good portion, ish, somewhere in there. You just gotta, you know what I mean? Like, now Leo looks like a thumb. Now he looks like one of the little thumb people from Spy Kids. Who, what, when, where, and why do I delight in? What do I expect to find? I'm gonna jigging in the mountain, mountain. I don't remember if that's what she said, but y'all remember that song from Spy Kids?
I overheard that because I fucking love that song.
Do you? Okay, good. Because I thought I was the only person that remember it, but I don't remember the words. I just remember when she was like, who, what, when, where, and why, and then something else, and I don't remember the rest of the words.
I
But
love when she starts singing in Spanish. ¿Quién fue cuando y por qué yo cantaba? Okay, girl, yes.
Come on, Adrian Bellon. Come on, Adrian
Yes.
Bellon. Come on. We stand.
Yes, it was so cute.
And somebody said, what did somebody say? Nicola said, I don't know how to say your name, baby, and I'm so sorry. Let me know how to actually say it. Said, I hope I didn't offend you earlier. I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't actually remember what you said. I remember your name, but I don't remember what you said. So, I'm sorry.
Oh, I think they were the one that said the us comment. That you look like Winston Duke. But then other people were agreeing with me, like, Winston Duke is like, he's cute. Like, that was a compliment.
Oh, the chopped cheese comment about like being from Louisiana. Oh no, that didn't offend me. I promise you. I'm just talking.
Oh.
I need to stop doing that. I just be talking and I need to stop doing that because I don't want people to get offended or think that I'm like offended by what they're saying. Because I promise you, unless you just call me fat, I'm not, you know.
No, I it's like me joining this live. Like, there's already some pre-established rules. People already know, like the blanket thing. Like, I don't know the blanket thing because I haven't been here. People who don't know you, they don't maybe necessarily know that you're sarcastic, but you don't gotta like change that or fix that. It's not something to fix, is my point. Like it's
Yeah.
just maybe if anything, just put a disclaimer is very sarcastic during lives, especially or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Cause baby, listen, I don't want nobody thinking I'm talking crazy to 'em. I was gonna also say, and I may regret this, I don't know, but if you would like to be a speaker, you are more than welcome to do so going forward.
Are you talking
Like,
to me?
no, I'm talking to the other person
No,
that's
I thought you were like talking to the audience. Like, if you want to be on the speaker.
why would I be talking? Shut up, Kenny.
I don't know. I literally actually at the beginning of this live, well, when I joined, not the beginning, um,
Mhm.
like as I was talking, I was like, wait, yo, I'm like having a conversation with somebody. And then it's on live, and then it's also like low key, like what you were saying earlier, like how people view you as kind of like a celebrity almost, like using your videos or asking you for like, to repost their videos and stuff. I felt the same a little bit. I was like, oh shit, I'm on a live with like a person with a platform and content and shit. I'm like, this is a lot.
Not a platform. Come on, platform.
Platform with the green screen.
Okay, got the green screen on deck. Oh, baby, I'm ready. I'm so ready. Oh,
Oh
I'm
my
so
God,
ready.
Blake, please. My name is, this is like such a Jeffrey specific thing, but Rey, not Ey. Oh my God. Like it makes me want to scratch my eyes out seeing it
What are you talking about?
because he's
Oh,
spelled Jefffery. Oh my God, it's such a, or spelling Jeffrey with a G. Oh my God.
a G. Are you? Oh my God! Please don't make that noise. It sounds unseemly. Makes me uncomfortable. Um, it makes me highly uncomfortable because I'm already. Let me not say that because somebody's gonna think I'm serious. But mm, anyway,
Es un rey, sí, un rey, Jeffrey, como un rey.
come
I'm a
on, Jennifer
king.
Lopez. We stand. Come on.
Soy dominicano, un rey. Muchas gracias.
I'm not gonna do that because that's not my heritage, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. Okay, listen. So I'm just gonna jam to it because ain't nobody finna say I was making fun of somebody.
I'm dead. Oh my
No.
God, actually, it was the weirdest thing, and I feel like this was like me finally finding out or like putting it together that I'm neurodivergent because somebody that we had like a substitute teacher in middle school, and then he was explaining something to us, and then I just repeated it because his accent sounded nice, so like I repeated it this way he said it, and everybody around me started laughing and stuff, and I was like, what? Like like I didn't even know what I was doing. Like it was just like word vomit,
Mhm.
and I didn't mean anything by it. It was just like the sound clicked to me and it sounded nice, so I repeated it.
Yeah. No, I get that because I love like different sounds. I love like that's why I get caught up on such little things. Like if you ever hear me talk about the show, you know I will talk about like very specific things. Like the actresses who play Patty and how they will say their name sometimes like I've been doing this for the past couple of weeks and I really need to get a new bit because at this point it's getting old. But I just love when the actress who played Patty in the first season was like, in From Fear to Eternity was like, Phew. And then and then when Finola was talking to Piper when Piper was in the water and she was like, Piper,
For real.
Piper. And then when in Charmed Again when she was talking about what happened and she was like, it was after your father and I split up when I was with Sam. And I was like, not Sam. I was like, who's Sam? Oh, okay. Oh, like Sam. I was like, ew. That sounds like it hurt being with Sam.
Oh my God, don't even get me on Sam and his storyline. Like, they made him depressed and, like, whatever he was when they found him in the water episode, the
Mhm.
camp episode. Like, and then
Mhm.
he eventually went off into the light with Patty. And then when we see him again in season 5, he's a drunk and like living back as a white lighter, and then he's like just disheveled again or whatever, and then he has to go through the same process. It's like, yo, can they leave this man alone? Why do they keep tormenting this man? And you cannot convince me the elders are good if they just keep doing this shit for shits and giggles. Like,
Mhm.
leave him alone.
Let me tell you something. Not leave Brittany alone. Listen, the way if I was Psalm, I genuinely probably would have turned to alcoholism myself because there's no way that I'm finna go to heaven and then you gonna make me a white lighter again. I'm with the woman I love, and we're in eternity, and then you gonna pull me out of that so I can go be a white lighter where I don't get paid. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Also, I'm not even buying that Sam and Patty loved each other in the afterlife because every time Patty came back, even like
That's true.
Patty in the past or whatever, like not even just Patty in the past, I mean, Patty in the present, like she's dead, she's aware of everything or whatever, she's caught up. When she goes back and sees Victor, they're always having like a little thing. Like they
Mm-hmm.
had like a little moment or whatever. Like, did she even love Sam? Was that just like a fling?
Listen, because she never asked about Psalm ever. She never asked about that man. She was never like, "Is Psalm here? Have you talked to him, Paige? Have you met him? Maybe we can talk to her together." Nothing. It was like he didn't even exist. Like he didn't even exist when they brought her back for the episode for oh God, what's them illegitimate children's name? Chris. When they had her back for his Wiccaning, and that was so petty. But when they had her back for his Wiccaning, and she's like holding hands with Victor, I was like, so Psalm just don't exist. That's not even. He's not even a person that we talk about anymore.
But then he does because he come back in season 8.
And then, one of my friends pointed out that he was literally there right before Paige's wedding, but he wasn't at the wedding. And I just
Oh,
feel like
that's
that is so funny to me because I'm like, she did not care about that man.
and rightfully so, because where was he?
Y'all guess
Like at
just
least
good time.
Victor, well, the
And
second Victor,
somebody said that Chris is not illegitimate, and yes, he is, and so is Wyatt because their parents were not married. They had a common law wedding that was officiated by a ghost.
no, they were married.
They were not married. They might have been married in the eyes of God, but God had one eye closed and the other one open.
No, they did a marriage license.
How they do a marriage license with a forged birth certificate?
Well, they gotta bend the rules a little bit, but they're married under the eyes of the law. In
Under
this
the eyes of the
essay,
law, and they were scamming.
they was definitely scamming.
And I said what I said, and it ain't changing over this way.
But wait, somebody said, how are white lighters paying for their stuff if they don't have a job or whatever, which you already discussed. But it also, I feel like, even further, like witches, like y'all really expect witches, or at least the charm ones, to be on beck and call all the time for innocence, but how are they supposed to have a job? They're lucky that Piper had like a passive income with the club. Like she, would have to take care of it, obviously, but like that was just always making money
Yeah.
because at some point she was the only one bringing in income. And they frequently talked about that. Like, come on, there is no like payment system or whatever, or even Paige when she became the dean of magic school. You're not getting paid for that. What are you getting paid in
Mm-mm.
crystals? Like, okay,
Not crystals.
herbs,
In good vibes,
right? Like some
baby.
nice orbs. Like, oh my god, please.
Like Paige said, listen, she doing a lot of pro bono, a lot of pro Sonny Bono.
For real.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but she did stop working. Yeah.
Crystal. If you can tell me that the source wasn't homosexual, I don't know what to tell you. Because when he said, say hello to proof woman, why are you waving your hands like that?
Oh, that was giving spirit fingers for sure.
Oh, it was definitely giving that. And when he when he looked and he was so confused and he was like, what is going on? And then he was like, Crystal.
Oh wait, no,
Oh,
excuse me. He was giving, I'm gonna make you a spirit fingers. Dead.
did you like that?
I did. It was cute.
You thought it was cute? Oh,
I did, yeah. I thought about it for 2 seconds and I was like, I'm gonna
I
say
can
it.
tell. I can tell
Yeah.
you put about 2 seconds in of thought into it. You didn't have to tell us that part.
I just wanted, my fans to know because I'm building my fan base as we
Um,
speak, jotting down the usernames. Gonna start, my own following and everything. Just want them to know that I tried.
okay, well, good luck.
Thank you so much.
More power to you.
Yes, all the power to me. Power of 3. Yes, I also don't like how Cole became the source to save them and Phoebe treated him like shit. I
This
think
is why I do these by myself, and I think I need to go back to that.
you wait, no, that's a lie because the last time I was here for a live, you were doing it with like 3 other people.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Uh,
I've never done live
Audience.
with another person before.
Right, and you're heterosexual and you are so masculine. Um, yeah.
I feel like you're trying to be funny or something.
No, 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 I'm not trying. I am.
Oh, you think you're being actually funny? Like you think that you're being funny enough to where? Oh, okay, okay. Hmm. We all have dreams and ambitions, I suppose.
We do.
Mm,
Like, I didn't
mm.
realize I was signing up to be harassed on live. My God.
Who's harassing you, baby?
No, no, not you. You're such a gracious host.
I know, I know. That's why I was asking you who's harassing you. Like
No, 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 it's
what
okay. I
person
don't
is
want to
it?
trouble you. I don't want to trouble you with
Can you point the finger? Is the question.
No, no, no. I don't. Pointing is so beneath me. I would never.
Okay. And who are you, Oprah?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is gonna be my last time having a guest baby because this is too much. This is too much stress. This is too much stress and too much drama. This is way too much. No, let me tell you. Are you still here?
Me? Yeah. I'm reading the
Oh
comments.
God. Um, I I don't know if I should tell you this though. I feel like I shouldn't say it because
Say it.
I'm not talking about that person. But
What? Oh, is it the stitch that you made?
no, no, God no. It's another thing, but I don't know. So I get well because I'm not like being negative. I used to have a person that I did co-host with regularly, and that friendship did not last. And so then it took me a long time to start doing lives again because it reminded me of them. Like every time I would go
Oh.
to do one, it would remind me of that friendship. And so I would get really sad.
Oh.
And I didn't want to do it because I was like, I'm gonna have to do it by myself. And I think I had started to kind of like feel like I wasn't capable of doing it alone.
Mm.
And I don't know. So now I get like whatever at the thought of like someone actually being here regularly. I don't know why I wanted to be open about that, but I did.
Oh no, that's cute.
So, but
Thank
I
you for
mean,
sharing. But at the end of the day, it's your show, and I feel like people are tuning in to hear you talk. Like I'm a guest. Like first of all, if I wasn't here, all these other people would still be here in your live. So I'm not adding to it per se. So same thing for that other person. Like yes, maybe they were like a little bit of a cherry on top for some people, or whatever. But ultimately, people are still coming back for you. So I feel like, and that's like I like to for me like something that I learned for myself, like in terms of confidence and like, just like building my self esteem over the years, is I've learned to like try to separate things into like objective truth versus like me, still weighing it like, oh, am I this or am I worse than I thought or am I better than I thought or whatever. Like if multiple people tell me something in like different scenarios, different like, venues, different people in different like positions or whatever, like family, teachers, friends, whatever. Like everybody has a different motivation, so they don't all have to tell me bullshit.
hmm
But if multiple people tell me, for example, I'm a good writer, I'm not gonna keep doubting myself. Like it's pointless. Like everybody's telling me I'm a good writer, I'm a good writer, period. That's something that I just accept about myself. So I feel
hmm
like I don't know if you do that, but that's like my, I guess, something that I've learned that I would like to offer people is that like you can just try that. Like if five people tell you, for example, like you're a good singer, okay, that's it. I'm a good singer. Maybe I'm not a great singer. Maybe I'm not, the next, Beyonce, Mariah Carey, whatever. But I'm a good singer. That's one thing that I could add to my resume, and I'm confident about because hello, not everybody's gonna lie to me. That's also crazy. Like everybody lying to you. This is not the Truman Show.
that part. Your whole life is not a reality TV show, and
Right.
you're the only one not in on the joke.
Yeah.
Um, because I struggled with it for a long time. Because I felt like let me just be quiet because I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm always paranoid because I'm not moving into like the area of talking about people or anything like that. I'm really talking about my experience with it.
Mhm.
Um I just always kind of I always compare myself to other people. And so I get really caught up in like, oh, I don't look like this person or I don't look like that person. And so people are not going to like me because I don't look like them or because I'm not fine,
Hmm.
and whatever else. And it's like, it gets so exhausting. It's so tiring. It's like, baby, listen, people listen to you. They watch your videos. Whatever. You got you have the people that come to watch you
Yeah,
regularly.
exactly.
And I have to remind myself of that sometimes because, am I the next whatever? Am I finna light the world on fire? Maybe not tomorrow, maybe one day, but tomorrow, no. But I'm just, I don't know why I chose to share that in that moment. I think because, well, everybody knows I love talking, child. I try to be very open about stuff. Um, And I think in that moment, I kind of got a little like, because I would absolutely love to have you be, if you want to come on here and talk every week, then you feel free to.
Oh my
Because
God, yeah. Like I would
yeah,
totally, I mean, if you're okay with it too, my boyfriend obviously obsessed also with Charm. So, I mean, he's asleep right now because he had to work today, unfortunately. But yeah, like no, we would love to do that.
yeah, not we. Now listen, I'm not inviting the whole family. I'm not inviting the
I'm
clan.
dead. No,
That ain't
he
happening.
would be with me on my phone if anything, but he also might not want to do it because he's I think a little bit more shy. But if you wanted to have him one day or whatever, but I would like to do this regularly, every now and then. I don't know about regularly. I don't know if I could do it every weekend.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, the only reason I do it every weekend is because it's my thing. That's it. I look so forward to this. Like I look forward to doing this every single week. This is like the highlight of my life, which is not my life, the highlight of my week, and which is what lets me
Who
know
knows?
that
This
this.
could be the highlight of your life, like not in a negative way, but like, what if this is like the start to something beautiful? So then, and then you
Yes.
look back on these moments, and it's like, oh my God, you remember when I used to do these lives and like,
Hmm.
less than this many people
Hmm.
saw me before or whatever. And
Hmm.
now it's like all these many people.
Hmm.
It's cute.
Hmm. When I went to go see Alyssa, it was like, oh God, please don't let me turn into one of those people that's like, well, when I went to go see Alyssa, when I went to go see Holly, like I hate those kind of people. But when I went to that particular Comic Con, let me say that, um, this was such an impactful moment and the moment that I knew what I wanted to do. I feel like everyone has that like eureka moment. And we walked into the panel room and like before they get in there, there's just a stage with the backdrop and everything. And when I saw that backdrop and I saw the chair sitting there, I was like, that's what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to create things that I can share stories about. It's not even about sitting in front of people or whatever. It's more so about being able to create art that people are interested in and being able to share my decisions about things that I've written. I eventually want to write a book or a series of books or like short stories or something
Me
like that.
too.
That's see, there we go. There you go. And I feel like people don't know this because I'm, a heathen, but um
You know.
I'm a heathen, but I do pray and I think that as I have started to really get into this journey into the next phase of my life. I know that sounds very dramatic, but I think about this every like all day every day.
Mhm.
I think as I've started to move into this next phase of life, um certain people have left my life that I never would have thought would have.
Mhm.
And there are other people that I have started to feel different about, and it's not in a good way. And then I keep meeting people who are in the same creative space as me or trying to enter the same creative space as me. So, I'm meeting my coworker who we share an office, and I was so scared to share an office with her, and I'm not gonna say why, cause child, but we ended up hitting it off, and she was telling me she loves anime and she wants to do a podcast and she
Cute.
wants to write a book. And it was so many things that we just like could bounce ideas off of each other. And I'll send her stuff. Like when I got the green screen today, I sent her, or I've had it for a while, but when I put it up, I sent her a picture of it and I was like, look what I got. And she was like, oh, this is amazing for you, whatever. Like she really encouraged me. And then I sent her a picture of like my little desk setup because I bought a new desk so I could have more room and I could put up my little microphone thing. And she was so excited. Like she was like, you need to scrapbook that. That's gonna be a great memory for you and things like that. And I just felt so encouraged. And then I had another friend who I sent it to, and they were just like, oh, okay.
Mm.
And I don't think that they meant anything by that, but I think the way I felt, now I could be completely misinterpreting this, but I think sometimes I just feel like I'm starting to connect with people in a way that I hadn't before. And I get really scared. I don't like asking people for help sometimes, and
Hmm.
I struggle with that. And one thing that I'm learning is if I don't know how to do something, there's somebody else who does.
Yeah.
And if I don't know how to make an effect or I don't know how to do this, well, talk to somebody who does. But I felt like I never knew anyone who did, but now I do. Now I can ask somebody else, well, I know you're trying to do this, what do you do? And then I can incorporate that into what I do, excuse me. Or they may ask me, well, how did you start this and that? Because when I first started TikTok, like doing TikTok stuff, baby, when I tell you I just sat in front of a camera and me and my dry face just started making jokes.
You're a
And maybe
mess. I can't.
maybe this this old dry flaky face because sometimes I look back at them videos and I'm like, Galen, what is wrong? What was the
No, but
matter?
see, that's the thing though. Like, it's like, okay, that's one thing just in general about TikTok that I think makes it a really good platform is that it's very authentic. Like, people just like, oh my God, I want to record something. Let me just record something real fast. And they post it like that. It's not too many edits like on YouTube, too many cuts, whatever. Um, but specifically for your channel, like I remember, and I told you this too at one time, that me and my boyfriend we watched TikTok together, and then we will watch like your channel basically like periodically, like whenever we would start watching TikToks together. And it was like a new episode of your latest skit or something like that. Like it's just funny content that people like, and also charm content, which we didn't get a lot of. Like I don't remember. Well, my boyfriend he used to be on like charm forums and stuff, and like posting theories or whatever. I didn't even know
Hmm.
those types of things existed until fairly recently.
Hmm.
Um, so like seeing your kind of content now when I'm like back into social media and stuff like that, like you literally built a community. Like that's what makes it authentic and what makes it special and everything is that like everybody here, like everybody on this live is talking the same shit, like, saying the same things or agreeing or like discussing things or whatever. And like that's why people are gravitating towards it.
Thank you.
I know.
Um, I'm trying to keep myself together because I'm not.
Calm down. My God, you're so emotional. Chill.
I'm not gonna be that person. I'm not gonna be that person. But thank you. Um, that was something that I didn't expect to like do. Was I was literally just making videos and I thought ain't nobody gonna watch it because don't nobody child, let me stop. Okay, because
No,
I'm
but
gonna.
that's okay. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is that your I feel like, and this is like a deeper thing, like me and my philosophies or whatever, but like I feel like art when it comes from the place of you wanting to just connect with people or like make something or whatever is so much more beautiful than when you're pumping out content to feed like the fame monster or to feed like your income, like obviously you can feed your income by producing art, but like I feel like your motivations behind it determine how the quality of what you're producing, the content that you're producing. So I feel like, and what you're saying too with like you connecting with other people, I feel like the authenticity is what's shining through. And yeah, maybe your other friend didn't fully grasp how this getting your green screen or getting your desk was really monumental to you, but other people see that and they see like the growth and like where you started from, and like now you have a green screen, and like yeah, it's like a little thing, but it's also a signifier of like where you're going, like where you've been and everything like that too. So I agree with you. Like, I'm very much like, I like authentic connections more than anything else. Like, I keep mentioning my boyfriend, but he and I literally connected over Charm. Like, you have no idea. Like, I'm telling you, it plays on the TV 24/7, literally 24/7. We literally talk about it all the time. If we have nothing else to watch, Charmed is the default. So, like, and the show is about fucking family and love and connections and stuff like that. So, like, of course, this is the perfect show to, like, use to connect with other people. I just think we're in a time generally in society where like people are craving authenticity, and I feel like that's your lane. Like you don't have to be the next Beyonce, the next whatever YouTuber, whatever. You are creating a lane for Galen. The Ratchet Charm one, Mr. G. Well, maybe the Ratchet Charm one is not going to be your thing forever, right? Like maybe you're going to be something else, in the next era, whatever. That's fine too. But like where you started is like a beautiful place. It came from an authentic place, and now there's a community.
Thank you for
Now
that.
you looking like Leo in that picture right there.
Me,
Yeah, because you're crying.
child thugs don't cry. Thugs
Right.
do not cry,
Especially heterosexual ones.
especially heterosexual ones. Um, Thank you.
You're welcome.
I I think I found a confidence in this that I didn't really think I would. Because I was always super scared of putting myself out there, like on the internet, for people to look at and gawk at and whatever else. And one thing that I have really gained in making videos is more confidence in me, because I feel like I know what's funny, I know what I want to talk about, I know what um means something to me to say. And feeling like going through life feeling like people didn't care what I had to say, it has been a huge thing for people to listen to me, and not listen like like I'm giving orders, but listen like to care. Like,
Listening with intent. Like, I feel like that's also something that authentic people, because like what you said about your friend, like I know maybe for some people they're like, well, he didn't say anything wrong or they didn't say anything wrong. So, what's the big deal or whatever. It's not that they said anything wrong, it's that they didn't have like they didn't understand the impact of it for you. And I feel like that's what, because I feel the same way. Like I definitely also grew up kind of like the weird kid, like I had my little special interests or whatever. um so like I also experienced like I'm excited about something and I'm telling somebody about the thing that I'm excited about, and then not everybody did this to me, but definitely a few people that it started to like get to me, where it would be like, oh yeah, okay, like when a kid comes up to you and they're like, oh my god, blah blah blah, this happened or this or whatever, and you're like, okay, yeah, anyway, moving on, to the actual thing that I'm talking about. Like I feel like that's the feeling that you feel when you're trying to be authentic with somebody and like share something exciting or something you're excited for, and they're just kind of brushing you off like, oh, okay, yeah, that's so cool, okay, anyway, like,
because
ew.
it definitely, like, for me is like, you know I'm not necessarily just trying to like elevate the content because, oh, I'm trying to monetize it. I mean, that would be great down the road, but for me, I feel like it's an evolution of myself, because I don't want to be doing the same thing 10 years from now. I don't want to be still just making the same kind of stuff. Like, I want it to be of a quality that I think look back and be like, this is how I grew. This is how I changed. This is how I evolved. And I put work into what I did, and I didn't just let it sit still and be the
Mhm.
same thing. Um, and that's why I think that's another reason I've been so nervous, is just thinking about, like, well, what if it's not good? What if people are like, oh my God, he's doing too much, whatever. But I just want to put out something that I can be proud of, and then whatever people think about it is not my problem. I'm still,
Literally, it's not your problem. That's beautiful.
yeah. And I do want to say, Lee said, that their friend who passed, who they used to watch Charmed with as a kid, passed away, and that finding this page helped, them
Oh, I
celebrate.
see it. Yes.
And that is so sweet. And thank you for that. I'm sorry that you.
Yes,
I'm
and
sorry
everyone's
about your
saying this
friend.
is a safe space too.
That's what I try to do is be, like that means a lot. That means a lot because I didn't realize like how much Charmed meant to everybody. How like we all kind of have a story to tell about it. I had to take a screenshot of that because that was so beautiful. I just want to remember that moment. But
Thank God I wasn't showing my face as I was blowing my nose. That would have been so rude.
well, you've been blowing it this whole time. So what would have been different?
You're right, but
Yeah, I
that
know.
specific
I
moment,
know.
I heard a click and I'm like, so I don't like being
Oh,
alive.
I wish you had, so I could just be like, I
No,
just there's
I'm
every now and again I have to screenshot stuff because her
you
name
have to
was
commemorate it, of
Amanda.
course.
I want to reread it and I want to like I think it helps to keep me going because there was one point where I literally almost gave up TikTok. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this. I don't like this is not for me. I don't want to continue to come up with stuff. I don't want, like people were saying stuff and I was like, I can't handle this. But as time has gone on, I just know how to ignore stuff now. Like sometimes there's stuff I can't ignore, but as a whole, I'm just like whatever. And
Oh, her name was Amanda.
her name was
So
Amanda.
rest in peace, Amanda. Blessed be. But I feel like you've been very level-headed with everything. Like I saw like your stitch the other day that I was talking about earlier, where you were responding to somebody and like what they were saying.
Mhm.
Like sometimes I feel like you do have to respond, whether or not you should, whatever. I feel like it's maybe you feel the need to, whatever, that's fine. And sometimes you don't, sometimes you just ignore it, and then you just handled it well, I think. So you're not like letting it to your head or like feeling like, okay, nobody can touch me because I'm like I have this following or whatever. I have my little podcast, so nobody can talk to me about charm, whatever. Like you
Mhm.
engage with it, but it just first of all, a misunderstanding. I already explained this to you in my comments, but like you can't not everyone's gonna like you, and that's okay. Like I'm
Mhm.
sure somebody jumped on this live, they saw you being sarcastic and they were like, oh my god, he's so mean or
Mhm.
whatever. And I'm
Mhm.
like, no, or like I think some people when you were saying you were gonna kick me off, people were like, no, oh my god, don't kick him off. And I'm like,
They were like, "Don't do it. He's
I'm
so
just like, I'm
cute."
waiting for him to get done so we can continue with the conversation. Like, let him do his drama, let him get his little acting out or whatever, so that we can move on. Like,
Okay.
I already knew what
Well,
was coming. Like, when you told everybody to gaslight me when I first joined, I'm like, oh, okay, this is what this is tonight. Okay, got it.
and then the thing nobody did, that was the thing that got me because I'm like, now any other day they gaslight me like it's just like boom, boom, boom. But now all of a sudden we can't do that. I was like,
It's
okay.
because I'm twice blessed. I'm so sorry. Can't help
I
it.
think it's pretty privilege. I think it's pretty
Oh, I'm
privilege, and
dead.
I think that because I look like a chicken nugget that was carved into a human, I think that
Oh
that's
my
why they're treating me
God.
that way, and I think that they're fat phobic.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to talk about that, we can talk about fat phobia.
Are you finna call me fat?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I said we could talk about fat phobia.
Oh, I thought you was gonna call me fat.
I have some intelligence. We could talk about some deep topics or whatever, but let's
Where do
keep it
you
on
keep it?
magic. Hmm?
Where do you keep it?
My intelligence
Hmm.
in my heads.
That says all I needed to know. So anywho, moving on, and moving up, and moving
Yes, see what
forward.
I, oh wait. I don't know what.
Oh, and then my friend Brittany. Oh my God, y'all, listen, listen, people in the comments, everybody, listen. Brittany, and y'all probably already follow her. Like now to get you.
Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading her description. I'm a huge charm fan with a large collection and make a lot of my own replicas. Okay. Oh, I'm
Let
following
me.
you, Brittany, already.
Yeah, I'm like you. I know if you follow me, I know for sure you follow her. Let me show you because I met my friend Brittany when we went to go meet the Sea Harmed ones.
The sea farmed
Um,
ones.
I don't know. Oh, I hope that the whole picture shows. There's me. Oh well, not me and Brittany, but there's Brittany.
So we know who
And
Brittany is.
I'm here in the corner. I don't know if she wanted me to show her face. I realized that I did just put this picture. Let me change it. Not me exposing people. Okay, my bad. Let me. Girl, I'm trying. Hold on. Give me a second. That's not what I meant to hit. I mean, I meant to.
The sounds coming through the phone. My goodness.
Shh. Oh, look at my girls. Look at them. They're so pretty. I love this picture so much. They look so happy.
I love their sisterly moments. Like the sad ones,
Mhm.
obviously, like that's a lot of emotional stuff. But like even when they're just being cutesy together, like when Piper let the potion blow up in Paige's face because they were like sibling bonding. Oh, that's so cute.
Mhm.
You're
And
bonding with
then
like
like,
potion.
what's going on in here? And people like, yeah, just a little sisterly bonding. It's like,
Like
oh,
that's so cute. We love that.
it was sweet. It was so adorable. And look how happy Paige looks. And Piper's like, oh, okay, like, all right. Piper's like, whatever. Okay.
No, but for you, I
Okay.
think you said it too. Oh my God, it's like I watch your content. That's so crazy. But
Oh, they watch you.
what?
They watch you.
No, your content. Um, what did you say the other day? Like the acting for season 4 was like immaculate because first of all they had to like bring it or whatever. Completely agree. Oh my God, is this the blanket?
This is a different blanket,
Oh,
but it signifies the same thing. It's the cousin. It's the cousin.
oh, okay. What does this phase mean? What phase have we entered?
We have entered the it's time to wrap it up phase.
Oh, got it, got it, got it, got it.
We've
Good.
entered the we've been on here for a good little minute and it's almost time to go.
That's fine.
Yeah. Not and that's not like a knock towards you.
Oh
Like
no, I know. I'm just like, oh, I can talk for like 3 more hours. I'm like wired now, but it's fine. You can turn me off.
I don't know about 3 more hours. I probably got another 10 minutes in here. Maybe two.
Okay, I let you have the mic. This is your show.
Child, I don't have anything else to say. I will say that it has been lovely tonight. It has been lovely. Not wrap it up, but talk for 2 more hours. See, Tara Teddy Bear be trying me too. It's him and Blake, or them and Blake, that really be trying me every time. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like now I gotta fight. I feel like, I feel like I'm being. That's what I mean when I say I'm getting gaslit all the time. But
Okay.
then you're here and don't nobody gaslight you. I had to do it myself. I had to do my own dirty work.
I feel like fair, don't bully the newcomers, bring them in, open hands, welcoming, all that stuff, that kind of thing. I don't think I can do a live JD because I don't have enough followers or something. I don't know. I don't think I can do a live.
Lord, you're a witch, Balthazar. I
Yeah,
knew
why
you
was the
were playing.
source like he suddenly lost all the bass in his voice in season
He
4?
did. He became a sissy. Wait, wait, wait. He listen. The source softened up. Okay, the
And
source.
then he stopped being red. Like,
He
what?
stopped being red. He became blue. Whatever. He was blue in like season 3. I mean season 4. And then like when he came back in season 8, he was peach. And I'm like,
Right.
okay. See, and that's what I'm talking about. Blake talking about I had to respectfully back down because Jeffrey already got a man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all be hussies and y'all be after these men. And that's what I'm talking about. Don't nobody lust over me like that.
Oh my
I'm
god.
just a shapeless potato on the internet and don't nobody pay attention to me.
Oh my
But see,
god.
Blake didn't want to come for you like he came for me because of pretty privilege. Okay. I got this.
I
So
can buy.
basically, what Blake said was that I'm a fat sack of trash. That's what he said.
Oh my god. Blake, defend yourself.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard was that I was a fat sack of trash. And
Blake
somebody said to do
is
it.
Blake typing?
Wait. Somebody requested something. So wait, let me do it again. But let me look kind of like I've broken the charm circle before, and I can do it again.
Oh my god, I can't. Why did he sound exactly like that? What accent was that even?
He did.
He was like a bubbly British person.
He did. He was like when or the Oracle was talking to him, and he was like, "What did he? Oh my God! What did he say? What phrase did he use? He was like, the charmed ones are no longer a threat, or something like that. He was like something like that, and like he was not worried about it in any shape, form, or fashion. He was like, the charmed ones are gone, baby. I'm not worried about that. I see a witch's call on spirit winds. I see another.
Oh my god.
What's up?
No, the lines. Like you got them.
Oh, baby, listen. So the ones I don't forget, I keep in my mind all the time.
Okay, maybe we should end with everybody saying their favorite spell. That'd be cute.
Oh, okay. Let me go first, because I want to, and because nobody's gonna stop me.
On this.
So, my favorite spell is the one, and I don't know why. I think just because it's really dramatic. But my favorite spell is the one in season 3 to to see the see the trolls and all of that when they're like, in this tween time, the darkest hour, we call upon the ancient
Yes.
power. Three together stand alone, command the unseen to be shown. In innocence we search the skies, enchanted are our newfound eyes.
You really gotta lay off the rhyming, Prue.
Eight, 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 eight,
Did.
eight that spell up. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know who got up in there and did it.
It was
I'm talking
Prue.
about from the writer. No, I'm not talking
Oh.
about Prue, because Prue was gonna rework a spell. But
Yes.
I'm talking about who in the writer's room sat down and wrote that. They were in their bag.
They were.
Maybe they were in their bag when they wrote that.
Oh yes, the past life spell was also cute, I think for the same reason. Like it was a cute wording. But I really loved, I think my favorite right now, because my favorite is always the vanishing spell. Like the object of objection. Come on, that was Paige's like go-to weapon for real. But other than that, it was the page that Piper and Paige, the spell that Piper and Paige made for the Wood Nymph episode.
Okay, I don't remember.
I just
I
remember
mean, I
Piper's
remember
part where
it.
she's like, and take this demon and give him roots. And then he turns into a tree. Oh,
And the way she kind of touched him out the window
yes.
and reach, and she kind of held it like she was like, "Okay, let me just hold his word and see what's gonna happen."
Yes. Let's see if it works. That was so cute. Loved it.
Baby, because let me tell you something. People go up for that fearless spell, but I can't stand it. Locked in, boxed in, full of fear. I
No, I
go
was
to
like, if
all
she
these,
tried to
but they
rap,
don't have
like,
any carts or whatever she said. And I was like, girl, okay.
mm-mm.
Hush. Baby, no, let me say this real quick and then we can end. When people are saying the Woogieman spell, somebody on Twitter said that the spell went, I am white. I am white. Somebody said that was how the spell actually went. I am white. I am too strong to fight.
Oh my God. And think about it, white lighter. You're lighter than white? What does that even mean?
Oh God. When I tell you I have screamed and laughed ever since I saw that, because I said, not I am white. They said, and then the shadow was black. So think about it.
Oh,
I said, oh. Oh, not white power, child. So,
and why were the cleaners in all white?
per.
Questions.
Baby, because it's one of my friends sent me a meme today or the other day, and they were like, why did the White Ranger never say I need white power? They always had to have a word in the middle of it. White ninja power, white ranger power, white something. They said, okay, we can't go crazy. We can't do this now the way we doing it. So anyway. Well, Jeffrey, it has been great.
Oh, thank you. I don't like the way you say my name. It's giving why Matthew Hallowell? Like
It's giving chopped cheese is what it's giving.
okay, guys, this is the last. You can join me on my lives. I'll have them Saturday at the same time, competing times. You can go join me there.
That's fine.
Jeff Ray, that's right, JD, El Rey.
That's fine.
Muchas gracias. De nada. Nos vemos. Adios.
Come on, Adrian
Not,
Ballon.
not Jefferson. First of all, Adrian Ballon is Puerto Rican, okay?
See, this is what I get because
Get
now
your Caribbean right.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry to anyone that I may have offended. I'm so sorry.
You offended my entire country. We're going to war now. Thank you.
Okay,
Goodbye.
calm down. Calm down.
Not you starting a fight as the live is ending.
I am. I absolutely am. I'm declaring war on you.
Don't you have to go lay down? You got your blanket on. Go. I'm just gonna. Excuse me. I'm just gonna go.
Good night, everybody. Because I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna sit here and be treated like a criminal in my own home on my internet that I pay for.
No, I'm bowing out first. I'm gonna be like Prue before the series ends.
You're gonna be like Prue when she astral projected and she was like,
Yep.
she put her head down. No, somebody said he's basically calling you lazy. I do think he's calling me lazy, but I
Oh.
think we all know why. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh. To be continued.
Anyway,
No. Okay. Good night, everybody.
good night, y'all. Good night, Huskies.
Blessed. Love
I'll see y'all
y'all.
later. Bye.
Bye.